Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Eagle Field here on the campus of Georgetown High School for tonight's 25 district or 5A District 25 matchup between your Georgetown Eagles and the Rouse Raiders. The Georgetown Eagles coming to the ball game 14-2 on the year, 3-1 in district play, and the Rouse Raiders come in 15-4 on the year and 4-0 in district play. The only loss in district play for your Eagles came at the hands on Friday night to the Leander Lions at Leander. A tough loss. They fought back and cut it down to a 2-point deficit at the end, but just couldn't mount the necessary runs there in the end. But credit where credit is due. They came out Saturday and they took on a Round Rock Dragons 6A District 25 team at Round Rock and played a doubleheader against the Dragons. Fought back from being down in the first game and won it 7-4, and then handily won game number 2, 12-2 over the Dragons in a 5-inning run rule ball game. Tonight, a beautiful night for baseball. Overcast, not rain coming in until it's due to about 1 or 2 in the morning, but windy. And this time it's going right to left across your the screen there. The flag's now going to the left side, the American flag there on the left, just to the right of our camera. And so you can just see the camera probably will bounce a little bit tonight, so be prepared for that. Not as much as drastic, I say that as it starts bouncing out there. But just a look you'll see tonight, a good amount of wind right now, and it's forecast to be windy here for most of the evening as that storm blows in for the rain shower overnight. The Rouse Raiders head coach Chad Crimpen, assistant coach Josh Harris, they will start things out, the visitors, in this manner for tonight. Batting first, playing second base, is number 9, a sophomore, Rainer Heinrich. Batting second and pitching, also the DH, is number 8, a sophomore, Oscar Salazar. Batting third and playing left field, number 7, a junior, Caden Kaspar. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 22, a senior, Colby Diaz. Batting fifth and catching, number 5, a senior, Carter Heinrich. Batting sixth and playing right field, number 11, a junior, Colin Correjo. Batting seventh and playing center field, number 10, Landon Miller. He's a sophomore. Batting eighth, playing third base, a junior, number 4, Mikey Caputo. And batting ninth and playing, I missed that one on my book, playing shortstop for the Rouse Raiders is a junior, number 2, Joe Sparshu. So the top third, it will be, and I'll try to keep these straight, Rainer Heinrich, the sophomore, is 1, Salazar and Kaspar. The middle third, Diaz, Carter Heinrich, and Correjo. The bottom third, Miller, Caputo, and Sparshu. The Rouse Raiders in the road dark uniforms there, in the white pants with the black jersey tops. Rouse across the front, white numerals, white lettering. And the black hats, they jump around down the first baseline. While the Georgetown Eagles, your home team, in the home cream whites. Tonight, the cream-colored uniforms with GTWN across the front, Georgetown blue lettering, and the Georgetown blue socks, stirrups, and shoes. The Georgetown Eagles starting lineup, we'll have it in just a second. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with the starting lineup, the national anthem, and tonight's first pitch. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN. The Georgetown Eagles head coach Jordan Vieira in his 7th year here at Georgetown, 3rd year as the head coach, and of course an alumnus of Georgetown High School. His assistant coaches Chad Payne, David Durrell, Robert Hom, and Barry Johnson. The Georgetown Eagles will start things off this way for tonight's ball game. Leading off, playing shortstop, a junior, number 21, Eli Harmon. Batting second and catching, a senior, number 19, Zachary Mazik. Batting third and playing second base, a senior, number 2, E.J. Davis. Batting fourth, playing first base, number 25, a senior, Reese Bell. Batting fifth and designated hitting tonight is a senior, number 6, Landon Heil. Batting sixth and playing left field, number 3, a senior, Ty Klaus Kissamore. Batting fifth and playing third base, a senior, number 5, Logan Smith. Batting eighth and playing right field, a senior, number 10, Jacob Haddon. And batting ninth and playing center field is a senior, number 16, Andon Petty. On the mound tonight to start things off for your Georgetown Eagles is a senior right-handed pitcher, number 9, Nick Silva. Silva, the starting pitcher for your Georgetown Eagles. So, Hellman, Mazik, and Davis, the top third. Bell, Heil, and Klaus Kissamore, the middle third. Smith, Haddon, and Petty, the bottom third in the Eagle lineup. The coaches meet in the middle there. Coach Crimpin on the right. Coach Vieira along with Jared. I said I'm going to mess it. Yep, I did right. Jared Frimmel, the coach, manager, most of all, the lifeline of Georgetown baseball, out there with Coach Vieira, as he always is, for the discussion with the 2 umpire crew. And so they set up at home plate right now, making discussing it. 323 down the lines here in Eagle Field. On the left power alley, 385 on the left and right field power alley. All turf infield. Brown turf across the infield positions and down the baselines and at home plate and the mound. And the green turf on the infield grass area and on the foul areas with the G logo on both baselines. The outfield, all grass. White lines down the sides and the foul poles, fair poles, ready to play in a kind of a dingy orange instead of the normal sunflower-type yellow. But a beautiful night for baseball. It's going to be dry. That's the key. This game should get in unless the storm just kicks it up. Not expected to be till after midnight for any kind of rain. Just a windy night, cloudy night, but the temperature's dropping in the 70s when we started. And so that temperature is just going to continue to go down as the game continues on. Should be a good battle. 2 of the top 25 teams, an impressive 3 of the top 25 teams in the state of Texas in 5A by Texas High School Baseball all come from District 25. Cedar Park jumping into that top 25 this week while Liberty Hill fell out. Rouse sits at number 1 in the state in those rankings. And Georgetown sits, I believe, right now at number 12 after the loss to Leander at Leander. So a loss right there that the Eagles will be looking to avenge when they take on the Leander Lions later on in April on the 19th here at home, which will be GYBA night, Georgetown Youth Baseball Association night. They go and introduce the starting lineups for the Rouse Raiders, and then they'll jump on to introducing your Georgetown Eagles. We'll take a quick timeout. We'll come back. National Anthem will come on. We'll take a break for that, come back, and bring you the first pitch of tonight's ball game. You're listening to Georgetown Eagle Baseball live here on SHN Sports. And we go to the top of the first inning. Nick Silva, your pitcher for the Georgetown Eagles. He'll face off against the second baseman, number 9, Rainer Heinrich. Heinrich, the sophomore, starts things off here for the Rouse Raiders in the first inning. He'll step in from the right side. Silva, the right-handed pitcher. First pitch is taken in there for strike number 1. And Silva quickly ahead. Not sure what the first base umpire had called out, but said something there. For Silva, coach came out. Now it's all straightened out. The 0-1 pitch from Silva is just low. Ball 1. 1-1 the count. Silva comes into the ball game. This is his third start on the year. 1-0 is his record. This pitch taken for strike 2. And now Silva ahead. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff hitter, Heinrich. Silva comes in. He's allowed 10 hits, 8 runs, all of them earned. This pitch outside, and it evens up the count now at 2 balls and 2 strikes. He's walked 3, struck out 7, hit 1 batter. His ERA, 9.882 here in the early part of the season. The 2-2 pitch, ground ball down the third base line, but it trickles foul. And Rainer Heinrich stays alive in the count. 2-2 now. Rainer Heinrich and Carter Heinrich. Carter, the senior catcher, will be later in the lineup for the Rouse Raiders. Ground ball up the middle. Silva slips on the run. Hellman can't make the play in time as the speedy Rainer Heinrich gets down the line for the infield single. And Rouse leads it off. Leadoff batter aboard with an infield single. And that'll bring up the pitcher in tonight's ball game, number 8. Oscar Salazar. He'll step in from the right side. Reese Bell at first base holds on Heinrich. Silva now goes to the stretch. First pitch to Salazar. Swing and a miss. Strike 1. Defensively for the Eagles in the outfield, Klaus Kissamore in left, Petty in center, Haddon in right field. The 0-1 pitch just outside for ball 1. Mozick tries to frame that one over. 1-1 now the count to Salazar. On the infield, Logan Smith at third, Eli Hellman at short, E.J. Davis at second, Reese Bell at first. The 1-1 pitch, outside corner, strike 2 to Salazar. And behind the plate, Zachary Mozick and Nick Silva, the starting pitcher for your Georgetown Eagles. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Heinrich off on the run. Pitch is outside for a ball. Throw down, not in time. Heinrich quickly in. Got a great jump there. He'll reach second base with no outs. A stolen base there for the second baseman. That pitch was outside for ball 2, so now a 2-2 count to Oscar Salazar. Silva comes set. Rainer leads off second. The 2-2 pitch. Outside ball 3, and the count goes full now. Three balls, 2 strikes, no outs here in the top half of the first. Silva spins towards second base but doesn't make the throw. Rayner back safely. Looking up on the board, they did not give Heinrich a base hit. 3-2 pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Salazar down on strikes for out number 1. They gave an error to Eli Harmon. In steps the third batter, number 7, Caden Kaspar. He's the left fielder. He'll step in from the left side. Silva steps off the rubber as Kaspar gets ready. The lefty in the box ready. Silva set from the stretch. Takes a look back at second. He'll deliver the first pitch home. And it's in there for strike 1. To Kaspar. The first baseman, DS, on deck for the Raiders. 1 out here in the top of the first. A runner on second. The 0-1 pitch. Dirty pitch there by Silva. Kaspar way off on the timing there. 0-2 now the count on the swing and miss. Silva way ahead here. The runner, Rayner Heinrich, leads off second base. Hellman back behind him. Now he'll drop into spot. The 0-2 pitch outside. Ball 1. 1-2 the count to the left fielder. Kaspar back to the box. Silva gets the sign from Mazik. Comes set from the stretch. He'll take a look back. He'll come home. The 1-2 pitch. Just misses for ball 2. Beautiful 1-2 pitch there from Nick Silva. Now the count evens out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. With 1 out here in the top of the first. Silva takes a peek back at Heinrich. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. We're out number 2. Second strikeout here in the ballgame for Silva. And that brings up Colby Diaz, the senior first baseman. He'll step in from the right side with 2 outs here in the top of the first. First pitch, a low and outside. Good block there by Mazik. 1 ball, no strikes here. To Diaz. Silva brings the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball laced down the third base side, but foul. And the count evens up at 1 ball and 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. This pitch, inside corner, strike 2. Nice pitch there. Diaz stepped out of the box before the call. And a beautiful pitch on the inside corner. Now Silva ahead of the first baseman, Diaz. The cleanup hitter in the Rouse Raider lineup. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Heinrich leads off second. Silva with the 1-2 pitch, outside, ball 2. Good location there. On the 1-2 count, not giving Diaz anything to really swing at there. And the count evens up now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the first. Rouse with a runner on second base. Reaches on an infield on an error. Stole second base. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. And Silva strikes out the side here in the top of the first. No runs, no hits. 1 error and 1 runner left on base. After half an inning, we're scoreless. 0-0. Rouse and Georgetown. Georgetown coming up here in the bottom of the first. Stay with us for more Eagle Baseball on SHN. we go to the bottom of the first inning. Hellman, Mozick, and Davis 2 up for the Eagles here to lead things off in the bottom of the first inning. 0-0 your score. Rouse had their leadoff batter reach on an error on the infield on Hellman. It's charged to E6. Still second base, left stranded there. First pitch in there. 4 strike 1 on the outside corner to Hellman. 0-1 the count. Salazar on the mound for the Raiders. No balls, 1 strike, and Hellman laces this one down the right field line, out of play, foul ball. He's behind in the count now, no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count to the leadoff hitter, Eli Hellman, the shortstop for the Georgetown Eagles. Salazar set from the stretch, the 0-2 pitch, high, ball 1. And the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes to Hellman. Hellman comes into the ballgame with the .367 batting average. The 1-2 pitch. Low and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Eli Hellman, the leadoff hitter here for the Eagles. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. He chased one outside. And Hellman down on strikes for out number 1 here in the bottom half of the first. That'll bring up the catcher, number 19, Zachary Mozick. Mozick will step in from the left side. He steps in with a .516 batting average. Mozick had a good ball game in game number 1 against the Round Rock Dragons on Saturday. Had to leave right at the end. Missed game 2 as he went to his sister's wedding. Hope everything went well for the Mozick family there Saturday afternoon. The first pitch to Mozick, swing and a miss, strike 1. To the senior catcher, E.J. Davis, the second baseman, on deck for the Eagles. The 0-1 pitch, high and outside, ball 1. 1-1 now the count to the catcher, Zachary Mozick. The 1-1 pitch, and Mozick sends this one into right field. The right fielder, Correjo, reads it over to his right, but the center fielder, Miller, calls him off. F8 for out number 2. That'll bring up the second baseman, E.J. Davis. E.J. steps in with a .474 batting average. Takes the first pitch on the inside corner for strike 1. 0-1 to count to E.J. E.J. appears in his 15th game of the season. The 0-1 pitch just misses him. 1-1 to count. The first baseman, Reese Bell, on deck for the Eagles. 1-1 to count to Davis. Salazar with the 1-1 pitch. Just misses on the outside corner. Ball 2, 2-1 now. This one low and outside into the left-handed batter's box for ball number 3. 3-1 now the count to E.J. Davis. 2 outs here in the bottom half of the first. Salazar comes set in the stretch. The 3-1 pitch. And a foul ball off the catcher, Heinrich. Home plate umpire will come out, walk it out to the pitcher, Salazar, and let Heinrich kind of gather himself. Full count now to the second baseman, E.J. Davis. He bats from the right side. Full count with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Rouse Raiders in the top of the first. Davis back in from the right side, comes set. Salazar gets the sign from Heinrich, comes set. The payoff pitch. Ground ball out down the third baseline, a little swinging bunt. Salazar can't field it in time, and Davis will be safe at first base. We'll see how they score that one in comparison. It's either going to be an E1 or a base hit. I'm not sure if Salazar fields that cleanly, he has a chance to get E.J. Davis down the line, and he doesn't. They award E.J. Davis with the infield single. So the Eagles have a runner aboard with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and that brings up the big senior first baseman, Reese Bell. Bell steps in from the right side. in his first at-bat of the night. He comes in batting .419 on the year. Steps in with a runner on first. The first pitch. Davis hesitated, now has to return back to first base. He got away from Heinrich, kind of off his glove. First pitch was a ball to Davis, so 1-0 the count. Eagles have their first base runner of the night on here in the bottom of the first. Rouse had theirs in the top of the first. A battle of two good teams here in District 25 tonight. Pickoff attempt over to first. Davis dives back in. No tag even applied. He was back in safely. Bell will step back in from the right side. 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Davis leads off first. Diaz holds him on there. Salazar with the 1-0 pitch. Striped up the middle for a base hit. Reese Bell moves Davis up to second base. He'll stay put there. And the Eagles try to do work with 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 6, Landon Heil. Heil had himself a good weekend against Round Rock on Saturday in the doubleheader. Second hit of the inning for the Eagles. Landon Heil steps in here, batting .526 on the year. He'll step in from the right side. Heil, the senior. First pitch over his head. He ducks under it for ball 1. That one would have rocked his dome, and he stood up into that one. Instead, he ducks under it, takes ball 1, and back into the box. 2 runners aboard here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. Georgetown trying to get on the board early. The 1-0 pitch. And Heil takes that one for strike number 1. 1-1 now the count. Ty Klaus Kisselmore, the left fielder, on deck for the Eagles. Salazar peeking back at Davis at second base. Bell leads off first. The 1-1 pitch. Heil lays off of it and takes it on the outside corner for strike 2. Now behind in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes with 2 outs. Here in the bottom half of the first inning. Salazar brings the 1-2 pitch. It's low and inside for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Two balls, 2 strikes to the designated hitter, Heil. Davis leads off second. Bell off first. The 2-2 pitch outside into the left-handed batter's box for ball 3. So now the runners will be off on the pitch with a full count and 2 outs. Landon Heil make contact here. Davis will score easily on a base hit to the outfield. Reese Bell will get to third. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch outside, ball 4. And the bases are full of Eagles here in the bottom of the first, all with 2 outs. And that'll bring up the left fielder, Ty Klaus Kisselmore, for his first plate appearance in the ballgame. Ty steps in with a .310 batting average. Ty has 15 RBIs on the year. Now would be a great time to add to that. 2 outs in the bottom of the first. All 3 base runners have reached with 2 outs here for the Eagles. E.J. Davis at third, Reese Bell at second, and Landon Heil at third. The first pitch outside, gets away from Salazar. Good catch or play there by Carter Heinrich, the catcher, to keep it from the backstop. But that's going to be bring the coach out of the dugout for the Raiders. We'll take a timeout here. 1-0 the count, 2 outs here in the bottom of the first, and bases full of Eagles. Quick timeout, back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. We go to the top of the second inning. Rouse brings up the 5, 6, and 7 hitters in the lineup. Heinrich, the Carter version, the catcher, Carter, the senior, Correjo, and Miller. Carter Heinrich will step in from the right side. Leading things off here in the bottom of the second. The first pitch from Silva on the outside corner for strike one. In the first inning, Silva threw 22 pitches. Second pitch, Carter takes it for strike number 2. And Silva quickly ahead in the count. No balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, ball 1. Nothing good there for Heinrich to swing at. The 1-2 pitch. Just low, and the count evens up to Carter Heinrich at 2 balls and 2 strikes. The leadoff batter reaches on an infield error in the top of the first for Rouse, and then Silva strikes out the side. Ground ball here from Heinrich to Logan Smith at third. He fields it on the big hop. The bullet across the infield to Reese Bell for out number 1. 5-3 in the book if you're scoring at home. And there's 1 out here in the top of the second.
For Rouse, number 11, Colin Correjo.
The right fielder, Colin Correjo, steps in for the Raiders. He'll step in from the left side with 1 out here in the top half of the second. Nick Silva from the windup. The first pitch, just low, ball 1 to Correjo. The 1-0 pitch from Silva. And it plunks Correjo somewhere near the keister. And Correjo down at first base. Reaches on the hit by a pitch. Second runner of the night to reach base for the Raiders. And that brings up the center fielder, number 10, Landon Miller. He's a sophomore. He'll step in here from the right side. 1 out and a runner on first. Just the second batter Silva's hit here in the season. Goes to the stretch. The first pitch to Miller is in there for strike number 1. 0-1 the count to Landon Miller, the center fielder. Correjo down at first base, being held on by Reese Bell. No balls, 1 strike. The pitch fouled off of himself for strike 2. And Miller behind in the count now. No balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the Rouse half of inning number 2. Correjo leads off first. Bell holds him on. Silva comes set. The 0-2 pitch to Miller. Outside, throwback by Mazik behind the runner. He dives back in safely. 1-2 the count now to Miller. Mazik smooth to take that outside pitch and go with it down to Reese Bell at first base, but Correjo saw it coming. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss. The 4th strikeout of the night for Nick Silva. And there's 2 down here in the top of the second inning. That'll bring up the third baseman, number 4, Mikey Caputo. He'll step in from the right side for the Raiders with 2 outs in the top half of the inning. Silva sent the first pitch, low and outside. It's off of Mazik. Off takes the runner Correjo. Mazik will throw down, but plenty of time for Correjo to slide in safely. He'll advance on the pass ball there. So the second inning in a row for the Rouse Raiders to get their runner into scoring position. Correjo going to take a timeout here, step off the bag. May have landed a little hard when he dove in, sliding into second base. Should be all right. Now he gets his lead off. 1 ball, no strike. Strikes to Caputo. Silva comes set. Takes a look back at second base. Delivers the 1-0 pitch. It's low and outside. But Mazik keeps this one close enough that Correjo can't take off. 2-0 the count now to Caputo. 2 outs here in the top of the second. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Rouse Raiders. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Eagles. 2 outs here in the top of the second. The 2-0 pitch, low and outside, ball 3. Now a 3-0 count to Caputo. Sparshu on deck, the number 9 hitter for the Raiders. The 3-0 pitch. Taking all the way was Caputo, and that one in there for strike one. 3-1 now, the count to the third baseman. Correjo leads off second base. The 3-1 pitch, outside corner, strike two. And Caputo has to turn around and walk back to the batter's box. He tried to take off and sell it down the line. Now Coach Crimpin going to take himself a little offensive timeout. Talk to Caputo, get him settled in. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the second. Eagles looking to get out of the inning without any trouble. Runner down at second base. Correjo reached on a hit by pitch, advanced on a pass ball. The 3-2 pitch, and it's fouled off over the backstop, out of play. And Caputo stays alive. 3-2 the count. Good crowd here tonight. Forbes Middle School night here at Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School. The 3-2 pitch, low and outside for ball 4. And Caputo reaches on a 2-out walk. Runners at first and second, and in steps the shortstop, Joe Sparshoe. Jared Frimmel brings out the baseballs to the umpire. Gets the crowd going. You hear him in the field, Mike. Jared, one of many responsibilities here for the Eagle team. 2 outs, 2 runners on. The first pitch to Sparshoe, outside ball 1. Love to see Silva settle back in here and get the number 9 hitter. Get out of this inning without any damage. Got runners on first and second. Reached on a hit by pitch and a base on balls. 1-0 the count. He'll look back towards second base. No throw there as Correjo returns to second. A little glimpse of sun coming up over the backstop there in the face of E.J. Davis at second base. The 1-0 pitch, just low, ball 2 now. Also in the face of Jacob Haddon in right field. Had his hand up blocking the sun there a minute ago. Shouldn't last long as the sun's setting here on a beautiful night for baseball. The clouds really have cleared out for the most part. Beautiful night of baseball here before the storms come tonight. Rain forecasted after midnight. 2-0 pitch, outside ball 3. Sparshoe way ahead now, 3-0, and now Mazik. He'll take a second and run out to chat with Silva on the mound. Try to calm him back down. Correjo hit by a pitch with 1 out. Advances to second base on a pass ball. And then Caputo draws a 2-out walk after the strikeout of Miller. Now we've got Sparshoe, the number 9 hitter, in the box. 3-0 the count with 2 outs, 2 runners aboard. Silva set from the stretch, the 3-0 pitch. And it's low, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk. And now the base is loaded for the Rouse Raiders with 2 outs. And in steps the leadoff hitter, Rainer Heinrich. And now there's going to be a visit from the Eagle coaching staff, and we'll take a break with them. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Visit at the mound over, and now Silva settles in against Rainer Heinrich, the leadoff hitter. He's up with bases loaded, takes the first pitch on the outside corner for strike number 1. Heinrich 0 for 1 on the night, reaches on an error by the shortstop Harmon. Steps in here with bases loaded and 2 outs. Takes this pitch right down the middle for strike 2. 0-2 now the count. To Rainer Heinrich. Silva comes set from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch to Heinrich. Ground ball, reaches out for it. Logan Smith on the run, fires across the Bell. Bell will tag out Heinrich for the out at first base. 5-3 on the putout. And the Eagles get out of the inning without any runs. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 runners left on for Rouse. We go to the bottom of the second scoreless. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Back here on SHN Sports, we're live at Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School. A 5A District 25 battle tonight between the Rouse Raiders at 4-0 and your Georgetown Eagles at 3-1. We go to the bottom of the second. The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Eagles. Smith, Haddon, and Petty. Smith steps in, 269 batting average, 751 OPS. He'll step in here from the right side for his first at bat of the night. Salazar, the first pitch, and Smith will drop it into right field for, oh, he's robbed. What a play there by Correjo, a laying out, diving catch for out number 1. What a play by the right fielder. So give it an L7 for out number 1. I thought Logan Smith was headed towards second for a base, a leadoff double. Instead, he's retired on a beautiful catch by Correjo for out number 1. That'll bring up Haddon, Jacob Haddon, the right fielder. Haddon steps in with a 304 batting average. His first at bat, takes the first pitch in there for strike 1. 24 pitches thrown in inning number 1 by Salazar. He got 2 quick outs and then faced 4 more batters before getting out of the inning without any trouble. Haddon takes this pitch a little bit higher, called a strike. As Kelly Duvall likes to say, the Vampires didn't like it that much. A little high for their liking, but a strike nonetheless. And 0-2 the count to Haddon. The 0-2 pitch. Called strike 3 on the inside corner on the breaking pitch by Salazar. And Haddon down on strikes for out number 2. Second strikeout of the ballgame for Salazar, and in steps the center fielder, Andon Petty. Number 16, he'll step in here from the right side with 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Salazar comes set from the stretch. The first pitch to Petty is in there for strike 1. Petty steps in with a 324 batting average. Petty made a defensive gem of a play in the ball game, one of the ball games against Round Rock on Saturday. Takes the next pitch outside, evens up the count at 1-1. Ball was hit into shallow center field, and Petty came out of nowhere and laid out and made a beautiful catch and then doubled up the runner back at first base. This pitch low and in the turf for ball 2. 2-1 the count now to Petty. Petty made a great play, laid out, made the catch, and then calmly got up and fired a shot over to Reese Bell at first base to double up the runner. This pitch bounces into the turf. Carter Heinrich takes punishment from that one, bouncing into his protector. Umpire checks on him. And now the count 3-1 to the center fielder, Andon Petty. Petty back in from the right side. Salazar set the 3-1 pitch. Outside, ball 4, and Petty draws a 2-out walk, bringing up the top of the lineup for the Eagles. Second walk of the night issued by Salazar, and in steps Eli Hellman. He struck out swinging for the first out of the inning in his first at bat. 0-1 on the night. Steps in here with 2 outs and a runner down at first. No runs, no hits, no errors for Rouse through 2. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for your Eagles. Trying to get some work done here with 2 outs since they got Petty aboard at first on the base on balls. Hellman in from the right side. Ready for the first pitch. Outside for ball 1. Just like last inning, Salazar gets the first 2 quick outs and then got into some trouble, gave up a couple of hits, a walk. And now got the first 2 outs quickly and then walked a batter. Now faces Hellman. 1-0 to count to the shortstop Hellman. This pitch slashed back towards the first base dugout. Off the backstop. Fielded by Diaz over there. 1-1 now the count to Eli Hellman. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Petty leads off first. Throw over, and he dives back in safely. Petty will take his lead back off first. Diaz holds him on. 1-1 to count to Hellman. Another pickoff attempt. And Petty dives in safely. Diaz and Petty playing around at first base. The first pickoff attempt, Petty acted like the ball got past him. This time, Petty took a chance and tried to play the joke on Diaz. 1-1 to count. Petty with a bigger lead. He takes off. The pitch is high for a ball. The throw off to the right, not in time. Heinrich to Heinrich connection didn't sell that one good enough. And Petty with the stolen base has a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. And in Petty, let's see how many stolen bases on the year that is. That's his 13th stolen base of the year. And it gets a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. 2-1 to count to Eli Hellman. The 2-1 pitch from Salazar. Outside ball 3. So Hellman way ahead in the count here. 3 balls and 1 strike with 2 outs. And Petty down at second base. 13 stolen bases on the year. Has only been caught stealing once. Petty showed his speed there. Gets his lead off second base. Salazar with the 3-1 pitch. It's high, ball 4. And another 2-out walk issued. Hellman reaches base. Now runners on first and second to bring up the catcher, number 19, Zachary Mozik. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He flew out to center field in his first at bat. Steps in here with 2 runners on and 2 outs. The third walk of the ball game issued by Salazar. Mozik will step in from the left side. Petty at second base. Hellman at first. 2 speedy runners. Anything down the lines or in the gap will definitely score Petty, if not both the runners. Hellman speedy off first with 2 outs. The first pitch to Mozik. Outside, ball 1. What a beautiful night here for baseball. The wind seems to kind of be settling a little bit. The 1-0 pitch, and Mozik hit by the pitch, and now the bases loaded again for your Eagles. On a 1-0 pitch, Mozik is hit, goes down to first, and in steps E.J. Davis. Wade Denton, the courtesy runner for the catcher Mozik, comes on to run at first base. So you have Andon Petty at third, Eli Hellman at second, and now Wade Denton, the courtesy runner, down at first. 1 for 1 of the night is E.J. Davis. He had a single, a 2-out single, got left stranded on third base at the top of the first. Steps in here with bases loaded and 2 outs again. Salazar comes set. The first pitch on the way to Davis. He holds his swing and takes it low and outside for ball 1. Another opportunity with bases loaded and 2 outs for the Eagles to put some runs on the board. Early here in the ball game, the 1-0 pitch. Davis takes this one on the outside corner. 4 strike 1, 1-1 to count now. It's the 5th time. Mazick ground ball, but fielded by Salazar right back to the pitcher. He'll run it over and pitch it over to Diaz for out number 3. 1-3 on the putout in the scorebook. And the Eagles go down with nothing on the board here in inning number 2. No runs, no hits, no errors. 3 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 3rd, 0-0 score. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. Go to the top of the 3rd. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Rouse Raiders. Salazar, Caspar, and Diaz. Salazar back in the box. The first pitch from Silva is low for ball 1, 1-0. Salazar 0 for 1 on the night. He struck out swinging back in the first inning. The 1-0 pitch just misses the outside corner for ball 2. 2-0 now to Salazar. This one low and outside, ball 3. Three and 0 the count to Salazar. The pitch, outside corner, strike 1. 3-1 now the count to the counterpart, Salazar. The opposing pitcher, the 3-1 pitch, outside, ball 4. And a leadoff runner aboard for the Raiders, the 3rd walk of the ball game for Silva. That'll bring up Caspar, the left fielder. He'll step in here, 0 for 1 on the night. He struck out swinging back in the first inning as well. He'll step in here with no outs and a runner down at first. Held on by Reese Bell. First pitch, inside, he moves out of the way. Throw down behind him, and the runner takes off. Throw down to second base. Bam, bam, bam. He's out. What a job there by Mazick to throw behind the runner. Reese Bell fires it over to Hellman. So you'll go 2-3-6 on the caught stealing there of Diaz. So the leadoff runner erased by a good defensive play by the Eagles. Pitch was a ball to Caspar, so the count 1-0 to him. A 1-0 pitch, inside corner, strike 1, evens up the count at 1-1 now for Caspar. This pitch, a dribbler down to first base. Reese Bell steps on the bag by himself. 3 unassisted in the book. And 2 outs now here in the top of the 3rd. That'll bring up the first baseman, the number 4 hitter in the lineup, Diaz. He'll step in from the right side. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He was the 3rd strikeout victim in the first inning. First pitch to him, skips in there in the batter's box. Mazick, the good backhand. 1-0 the count to Diaz. Two outs here in the top of the 3rd. The 1-0 pitch, outside, ball 2. Silva back in the windup. 2 balls, no strikes with 2 outs here in the top of the 3rd. The 2-0 pitch in there for strike 1. 2 balls and 1 strike now to Diaz. Leadoff runner erased as Mazick threw behind him. This pitch just misses low on the outside corner for ball 3. 3-1 now the count to Diaz. Carter Heinrich, the catcher, on deck for the Raiders. The 3-1 pitch from Silva. Swing and a miss. Strike two, and now the count goes full with 2 outs here in the top of the third. Silva back ready on the mound. Diaz settles in the box. Silva with the payoff pitch. Ground ball, slap foul towards the third base dugout and into left field. So we'll reset and go again as Diaz stays alive in the at-bat. Silva came into the ball game. It struck out 7 hitters. He's already struck out 4 here tonight. Now with 11 strikeouts on the year. He'd only walked 3. He's walked 3 tonight, 6 walks. Ground ball down the third base line, but it's foul. Into foul territory all the way down. And Diaz battles here. 3-2, still the count with 2 outs in the top of the third. Silva ready. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Mazick, he'll come up with it. Goes to the inside, fires down to Bell for the putout. Strikeout swinging recorded, 2-3 on the putout. And the Eagles get out of the inning with no problems. 3 men up, 3 men down. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the third, 0-0. Jared, get this crowd going. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the third inning. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Rouse Raiders. No runs, no runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Eagles as they come up here in the bottom of the third. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Bell, Heil, and Klaus Kissamore. Bell steps in from the right side, 1 for 1 on the ball game. He singled up the middle. Back in the first inning, and he singles between short and third into left field. In his second appearance, the big first baseman doing work tonight. Reese Bell, 2 for 2 on the night. And the leadoff batter is aboard for the Eagles. And that'll bring up Landon Heil, the designated hitter. He's walked in his first at bat, left stranded, or cut down at second base on that infield ground ball by Klaus Kissamore. He'll step in here with no outs and a runner down at first base. Reese Bell just seeing the ball well. His second hit of the ball game. And Landon Heil from the right side settles in. Reese Bell leads off first. First pitch in there for a strike. 0-1 the count to Landon Heil. Heil, .526 on the season batting average. Walked at his first at bat, his 6th walk of the season. Squares the bunt here and almost takes it upside the dome. It goes off the catcher's glove. Wild pitch there allows Reese Bell to move up to first base or to second base. So now the leadoff runner down at second base in scoring position. 1-1 the count to the DH, Landon Heil. Heil back in the box, the 1-1 count. Reese Bell leads off second, square around the bunt. This one low and outside for ball 2. 2-1 the count now. And Carter Heinrich's going to take a little visit out to the mound to talk to his pitcher, Salazar. But quickly, the home plate umpire goes out and squashes that meeting. Here we go. Let's get it pumped up. Georgetown, let's go. No outs here in the bottom of the third. A runner at second base. 2 balls, 1 strike to count to the designated hitter, Landon Hile. He'll square around to show the bunt. The pitch from Salazar skips into the glove of Carter Heinrich in the left-handed batter box for ball 3. Now Landon Hile way ahead in the count. 3 balls and a strike. Ty Klaus Kissamore on deck, the left fielder for the Eagles. Waits his turn. 3-1. Hile will pull it back, and he gets a cold strike on the outside corner. And the count runs full now. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Landon Hile. No outs here in the bottom of the third. Reese Bell leads off second base. Reached on a base hit. Advanced on a wild pitch from Salazar. The payoff pitch. And a ground ball hit over to second base, and Landon Hile does his job. Moves the runner over to third with 1 out. And that'll bring up Ty Klaus Kissamore. What a good job of hitting there by the designated hitter, Landon Hile. Sacrifice yourself. 4-3 on the putout for the first out of the inning. But now the Eagles cooking with peanut oil. You got a runner on third base and 1 out, and you got Ty Klaus Kissamore and Logan Smith coming up to bat here for the Eagles. Klaus Kissamore from the right side, the first pitch. He takes the bender in there for strike 1. 0-1 to count to Ty. Corners are playing in. Now second and short are going to play up. They're going to try to cut this run at home. As legend tells you, infield playing in, the batter's batting average goes up by about 100 points. 0-1 pitch. Low, but called strike 2. 0-2 now the count to Ty Klaus Kissamore. He's got to protect here with 1 out in the bottom of the third. Any kind of punch and Judy base hit through a hole. Scores Reese Bell. The 0-2 pitch, and Klaus Kissamore is going to send it into left field. Coming in hard is Kaspar. He'll make the catch. Reese Bell's going to tag up, but he's not going. The throw all the way home. What a throw there by Kaspar, and good stop. Good hold up there by Coach Vieira as Reese Bell just strolls back to third base. And in steps Logan Smith with 2 outs here in the bottom of the third. F7 in the book for out number 2. Logan Smith 0 for 1. He lined out. We thought he was going to be reaching base. On the line drive, I put L7. It was L9. The play by Correjo. Thought he was going to make the little drop into right field. And Correjo laid out and made the catch. In the last inning, Smith steps in here, takes the first pitch high for ball 1. 1-0 to count, 2 outs. 1-0 pitch. Off-speed pitch in there for strike 1. 1-1 to count now to Logan Smith, the third baseman for the Eagles. Reese leads off third. The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 now to Logan Smith. One ball, 2 strikes. Salazar set from the stretch. The pitch inside, ball 2. Logan Smith turned from that one. It almost broke back over the corner of the plate there, but a little inside, ball 2. 2-2 the count now. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the third, Bell leads off third. Now Logan Smith's going to call time and be granted it, so he'll step out, gather himself, and back in the box. Salazar comes up on the mound and sets on the rubber. The 2-2 pitch from Salazar to Logan Smith. And a ball sent into right field, but it's going to be right at the center fielder Miller. L8 on this go-around for out number 3. And the Eagles are down here in the third. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 3 innings, we're scoreless 0-0. Rouse coming up here in the top of the 4th. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. And we go to the top of the fourth inning. We're still scoreless here at Eagle Field on Georgetown High School campus. The Rouse Raiders, the visitors tonight, step in here in the top of the fourth. The 5, 6, and 7 hitters due up. Carter, Heinrich, Correjo, and Miller. The first pitch from Silva, and it hits Heinrich in the shoulder. Second hit batter of the night for Silva, and the leadoff man is aboard for the Rouse Raiders.
Number 11, Colin Trejo.
Courtesy runner for the Rouse Raiders, Sam Walsh, the senior, will run for the catcher, Carter Heinrich. So Walsh, the courtesy runner, down at first base. In steps Correjo, the right fielder. A quick move and a little lazy lob throw over, and Walsh dove back in, but the ball took a few seconds to get there. Silva just keeping him close. Walsh will take his lead off, held on by Bell. The first pitch to Correjo, and a ball skied on the infield. Mosick works back towards the net, but it's going to hit the grandstand covering and be out of play for strike one to Correjo. Correjo hit by a pitch in his first at bat, left stranded on third, back in the second inning. No balls and one strike to Correjo, the left-handed hitter. Walsh leads off first. The 0-1 pitch, a bunt out to the mound. Silva up with it. He's going to go to second, and in time, what a play. They try to turn two, but a great play there by Nick Silva off the mound. The bunt a little bit strong, and so that's going to go 1-6 for the force out. Correjo will reach base on the fielder's choice, but the lead runner cut down at second base. That'll bring up the center fielder, Miller. He'll step in. He's 0 for 1 on the night. He struck out swinging in his only at bat. Steps in here with one out. This pitch on the outside corner, strike one. But you got to put a star by that as Silva spun around, grabbed it, spun around, and threw a dime to Hellman at second base. Hellman even tried to turn two on Correjo, but just not in time. This pitch on the outside corner, 0-2 now. The count to Correjo, or to Miller, correction. Correjo, the runner down at first, reached on the fielder's choice. One out here in the top of the fourth. Silva set from the stretch. Correjo leads off. Bell holds him on at first. The 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss. And just contact. Miller took off running, but he couldn't go anywhere. The base is occupied. Miller tripped up, falls to the ground, but guess what? He struck out for the second time of the ball game. Out number two here in the bottom or top half of the fourth, and that brings up Caputo, the third baseman for the Raiders. He reached on a base on balls back in his only at bat. Our plate appearance takes this one on the inside corner for strike one. 6 strikeouts on the night for Nick Silva. He has 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. A runner at first in Correjo. The 0-1 pitch to Caputo is in there. Takes it for strike two. 0-2 now the count to Mikey Caputo, the junior third baseman. The 0-2 pitch, the runner off. Strike three called, and Caputo sits down for out number 3. What an inning there by Silva. He took care of all the work for the Eagles. And the Raiders go down quietly. No runs on no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 3.5, it's still scoreless. No runs, no hits, no errors by the Raiders. No runs, 3 hits, 1 error by the Eagles. Back from the bottom of the fourth here on SHN. More Eagle baseball in a moment. to the bottom of the fourth. The 8, 9, and 1 hitters due up here for the Eagles. Jacob Haddon, Andon Petty, and Eli Hellman. Haddon steps into the box, 0 for 1 on the night. Struck out looking. Back in the second inning. Leads things off for the Eagles here in the bottom half of the fourth inning. Salazar still the pitcher for the Raiders. The first pitch, swing and a miss on the outside part of the plate for strike one. .58 pitches thrown through 3 innings for Salazar. Settles back here in the stretch, the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss on the outside part for strike two. To the right fielder, Jacob Haddon. Haddon back in from the right side, settles in. Salazar gets his pitch, comes set from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch. Outside for ball one. 1-2 the count now. Haddon back ready. The 1-2 pitch. Called strike three, and Haddon stands there looking for the second time in the ball game. First out of the inning. Third strikeout of the ball game for Salazar. And that brings up Andon Petty, the center fielder. He was walked in his first at-bat, first plate appearance. Stole second base, left stranded at third base. Steps in here with one out in the bottom of the fourth. Fakes the square around a bunt. This pitch high off the glove of Heinrich back to the backstop for ball one. 1-0 the count to Andon Petty. Petty's now walked 10 times on the season. Steps back in here with a 1-0 count. Salazar with the 1-0 pitch. Fake the bunt. Home plate umpire said Petty pulled it back. They appealed down to first, and he said he kept the bat out there. So it evens up the count at 1-1 now to Andon Petty. The 1-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike two now. The 1-2 pitch to Petty. He fouls it off down the first base line, out of play. Stays alive in the at-bat with one out here in the bottom of the fourth. Eli Hellman on deck for the Eagles. Salazar steps off. One ball, two strikes to Petty. One out here in the bottom of the fourth. The 1-2 pitch from Salazar, outside, ball two. Evens up the count to Petty. Nick Silva threw 4 innings for the Eagles. Struck out 7, only walked 3, hit 1. Has not allowed a hit. The 1-2 pitch, swing and a miss, and Petty goes down swinging for out number 2. Fourth strikeout of the night for Salazar, and in steps the leadoff hitter, Eli Hellman. Struck out swinging in the first inning, reached on a base on balls in inning number 2, left stranded at second base. Steps in here with 2 outs in the bottom half of the fourth. The first pitch to Hellman is high and inside, ball 1. Pitch, high and outside, ball 2 now. To the shortstop, Eli Hellman. His last walk was his 9th of the year. He's appeared in all 17 games now. This pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. 2-1 now the count. To Eli Hellman. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th. The 2-1 pitch. And laced into right field. Correjo gives chase. He lays out and can't get it. Harmon around first. It's going to be a hit. He's going to have at least a double, and he'll be held there at second base. Oh, what a shot by Harmon for a double into right field. And another runner in scoring position with 2 outs for the Eagles. That'll bring up Zachary Mazik. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. Flew out to center field in his first at bat. Reached on a hit by pitch in his second at bat. He steps in here with a runner on second. 2 outs at the bottom of the 4th. 3rd double of the year for Harmon. He leads off second base. Salazar comes set. The first pitch to Mazik. Tying outside for ball 1. 1-0 to the catcher, Zachary Mazik. Second baseman, E.J. Davis on deck for the Eagles. Looks like an intentional walk issued by the Rouse Raiders. So Wade Denton will come in, a courtesy run for Zachary Mazik. So now runners on first and second. E.J. Davis will step in here with 2 outs. Runners on first and second. Harmon at second. Wade Denton, the courtesy runner, down at first base. Davis, 1 for 2 on the night. A single, left stranded on third, and grounded out to the pitcher in his last at bat. Grounds here to third base. The third baseman, Caputo, will get it, step on third for the force out. And the Eagle fort comes to an end. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 5th, scoreless 0-0. You're listening to Eagle Baseball here on SHN. We go to the top of the 5th. Nick Silva still on the mound for the Eagles. Here in the top of the 5th, the 9, 1, and 2 hitters due up for the Rouse Raiders. Sparshu, Heinrich, and Salazar. First pitch to Sparshu is a swing and a miss. He reached on the base on balls in his first at-bat plate appearance. Back in the second inning, left stranded at first. The 0-1 pitch is in there for strike 2. To Sparshu, the shortstop for the Raiders. The 0-2 pitch, ground ball right up the middle, chopped it across. Harmon fields it on the run. He'll fire it over to first in time. What a play there by Eli Harmon. 6-3 in the book for out number 1. High bouncer. It took off the turf, went high over the head of Silva. And Harmon fields it cleanly on the run and throws a shot over to Reese Bell for the first out. Rainer Heinrich, the sophomore second baseman, steps in here. With 1 out, takes this pitch in there for strike 1. Heinrich 0 for 2 on the night, reached on an error, and then grounded out to the third baseman, Logan Smith, in his last at bat. Steps in here, 0-1 to count, swings at this one and misses. A low pitch outside, 0-2 now. to the sophomore second baseman, Heinrich. The pitcher, Salazar, on deck for the Raiders here in the top of the fifth. Silva from the windup. The 0-2 pitch. Outside, just enough for a ball, 1-2. Good location on an 0-2 pitch there. Ground ball by Sparshu was an 0-2 pitch that he sent up the middle. The 1-2 pitch, a little slapping ball punched out to second base. Up with it, and the throw. Can't get it is Reese Bell. E.J. Davis didn't come up clean with it. Threw it in a hurry to try to beat the speedy Heinrich and throws it into the ground, so that'll be an error, E4. And now that'll bring a visit from Coach Vieira out to the mound. So the runner down to second base. Second error of the ball game for the Eagles. Meeting at the mound, and I think that's going to be it for Silva in tonight's ball game. Looks like Coach Vieira is going to the bullpen. Looks like Wade Denton is coming out to pitch for the Eagles. We'll take a timeout, come back with information on Wade and more baseball action here on SHN. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. We're back here in the top of the fifth inning. Wade Denton on the pitch for the Eagles. Denton comes in with a 0.00 ERA. He'll face off against the pitcher Salazar with a runner down at second. Reached on an error, E4. Denton turns around. Heinrich safely back, no throw up to second base. One out here in the top of the fifth. Salazar up, and Caspar, the left fielder, on deck for the Rouse Raiders. Denton's first pitch, swing and a miss by Salazar. 0-1 the count. Oh, cool. Denton comes set from the stretch. 0-1 the count to Salazar. The 0-1 pitch, just high for ball one. Count evens up at 1 apiece. Four and 1/3 innings pitched by Nick Silva. Struck out 7, walked 3, hit 2 batters. Responsible for Heinrich down at second base. The 1-1 pitch in there for a called strike. 1-2. The count now to Salazar. Denton's pitched 9.1 innings. 9 1/3 innings. Appeared in 5 games. This is his 6th of the year. His pitch low and outside for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Salazar. He's 1-1. His record 1-0. 2 saves. Allowed 2 hits. No runs allowed, no earned runs. He's walked none, but struck out 12. The 2-2 pitch. And it's fouled off back to the screen. And Salazar stays alive in the at-bat here. Two balls, 2 strikes. Lead timeout awarded to Salazar as he kept looking back. Harmon playing up and over, trying to hold on Heinrich at second base. Everyone back ready now. The 2-2 pitch to Salazar. And the ball slapped down the right field line, out of play. Salazar stays alive now. 2-2 the count, one out. Here in the top of the fifth, scoreless ball game between the Rouse Raiders and the Eagles of Georgetown. A runner on second, reached on an error. The 2-2 pitch. Outside corner, called strike three, and Salazar set down. He doesn't like it as he just stands put in the box. But he's down for the second time on strikes tonight. Now 0 for 2 in the ball game and 2 outs.
Next up for Rouse, number 7.
First strikeout of the ball game for Denton. Now steps in the left fielder Kaspar. He's 0 for 2. He grounded out to Bell at first and struck out swinging. Steps in here from the left side with 2 outs. First pitch from Denton, swing and a miss. 0-1 the count now to Kaspar. Look back at second. Denton will turn. Heinrich dives back in safely. No throw. Speedy Heinrich, sophomore second baseman, the younger of the two Heinrich brothers, on at second base. The 0-1 pitch. Just off the outside corner for ball one. 1-1 the count now to Kaspar. Struck out for out number 2 in the first inning. Grounded out to Reese Bell for out number 2 in the third. The runner off on the go. Mazik throws down the tag. Not in time, and Heinrich steals third base. Said he was speedy, and sure enough, boy, he got a great jump. And now a runner at third base. Ball 2 to Kaspar. 2-1 now. The count with 2 outs. A runner just 90 feet away at third base. The 2-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2 to Kaspar. The first time since inning number 2 that the Raiders have had a runner down at third base. The 2-2 pitch. Just misses on the outside corner, and the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Kaspar. The Denton comes set. Heinrich leads off third. The payoff pitch. Inside corner, strike 3 called as Kaspar turns around, throws his hands up, but to no avail. He sits down quietly for out number 3. No runs, no hits, 1 error, 1 runner left on base after 4.5. 0-0. We're all tied. We're back with the bottom of the 5th. More Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment. Go to the bottom of the 5th. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Eagles. Reese Bell, Landon Heil, and Ty Klaus Kissamore. Bell steps in 2 for 2 on the night. 2 singles, been stranded at second base both times. He'll lead things off here in the bottom half of the 5th. The first pitch from Salazar outside, ball 1. Salazar in for his 5th inning of work. He struck out 4, walked 4. That's a wild pitch, allowed 4 hits. This pitch outside for ball 2. 2-0 now to Reese Bell. Bell settles back in from the right side. 2 balls and no strikes. Salazar from the stretch. This one a little low. Called a strike. 2-1 to count. Two on one now the count. To Reese Bell. The 2-1 pitch. A swing and a miss. 2-2 now. To the first baseman. Reese with 2 singles on the night. 1 up the middle into center field for a base hit in his first at bat. Second at bat, put 1 past the diving shortstop, Sparshoe, into left field. This pitch misses just outside. Now the count full to Reese Bell. Landon Heil, Ty Klaus Kissamore due up after Bell here in the bottom of the 5th. Scoreless ball game. The payoff pitch. Checks his swing and the pitch outside. Check down to first. He did not go, and Reese Bell draws a leadoff walk. And the leadoff runner aboard, the 5th walk of the ball game by Salazar. And the courtesy runner coming across is going to be number 23, Jacob Faltasek. Jacob will run for the first baseman, Reese Bell. And I would assume this is probably going to be a sub-re-entry here. The pinch runner in Faltasek to do the speed here with no outs in the bottom of the 5th inning. Eagles looking to manufacture a run, trying to take the lead. Landon Heil steps in. He'll square around a bunt. Pulls it back, takes the pitch high for ball 1. Heil 0 for 1 on the night. He walked at his first plate appearance. Grounded out to the second baseman, Heinrich, in his last appearance. And now a timeout from the Rouse Raider dugout as the coach comes out to visit with Salazar. We'll take a timeout. Be back with more Eagle baseball here on SHN in just a moment. We come back to action here in the bottom of the 5th. In steps junior Blake Gonzalez, number 3, He'll take over pitching here for the Raiders with no outs. Runner at first base. And a 1-0 count to Landon Heil. The first pitch is in there for strike one. 1-1 now the count. To the DH, Landon Heil. Salazar. Pickoff attempt back to first base by Gonzalez. Faltasek dives back in safely. 1-1 to count to Landon Heil. Faltasek leads off first, being held on by Diaz. The pickoff attempt. Faltasek dives back in safely. Salazar responsible for the runner at first base. Now Gonzalez will step off. Wants to get make sure he has the right signal coming from the catcher, Carter Heinrich, the senior. Faltasek leads off. Now Gonzalez with the 1-1 pitch. Faltasek gets to second base. He's headed to third, and Heil puts one into right field. The right fielder misplays it. Faltasek around third. He's coming home. The throw to the plate is going to be in time, and Faltasek is tagged out at home. What a play there by Correjo in right field. He bobbled it. A single to right field by Landon Heil. Faltasek was off on the pitch, and they sent him home, and he was gunned out. Correjo to Carter Heinrich. So 9-2 on the pickoff, or the throw out at home. Nice play there. Heil moves up to second base on the throw. So now a runner at second with one out here in the bottom of the fifth. And in steps Ty Klaus Kissamore. He's 0 for 2 in the night. Fielder's choice and a fly out to left field. Steps in here to take on Gonzalez. The first pitch is in there. For strike one to Klaus Kissamore. Heil leads off second. Gonzalez with the 0-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. 0-2 now the count to the left fielder, Klaus Kissamore. Jacob Haddon, the right fielder, on deck for the Eagles. 0-2 the count. One out here in the bottom of the fifth. Runner at second. Pickoff attempt. Heil dives back in safely. Gets his hand in there. Nice pickoff attempt there by Gonzalez. So now Salazar out and not responsible for this runner. So he gives up no runs. He allowed 4 hits, struck out 4, walked 5. The 0-2 pitch, and Ty Klaus Kissamore puts it into play over to second base. Heinrich fires over to first to Diaz. 4-3 on the putout for out number 2, but it moves Heil up 90 feet to third base. So now,
Next number Georgetown, number 5, third baseman Logan.
and I was correct. Incorrect. I apologize. Logan Smith is due up, not Jacob Haddon. Logan Smith steps in. 0 for 2 on the night. A line out to center and a line out to right field. An opportunity here with a runner just 90 feet away in Landon Heil. First pitch in the turf. Good scoop there by Carter Heinrich. Ball 1 to Logan Smith. 1-0 the count. Anything into the grass, into the outfield. Will score Landon Heil. The 1-0 pitch. Breaking pitch in there on the inside corner for strike one. 1-1 the count now. One ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Here in the bottom of the fifth, Georgetown trying to put a run on the board. Take a lead here in this wonderful baseball game being played tonight here at Eagle Field. The 1-1 pitch. Logan Smith hits it out. Second baseman Heinrich backhands it, fires the first in time for out number 3, and the Eagles can't get a run on the board. No runs on 1 hit, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 5, we're still scoreless, 0-0. Back with the top of the 6th, and with more Eagle baseball on SHN. go to the top of the 6th inning. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Rouse Raiders. Diaz, Heinrich, and Correjo. First pitch. Fouled off back to the backstop for strike one. 0-1 to count. To the first baseman, Diaz. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame. 2 strikeouts. Steps in here to lead things off in the top of the 6th. The 0-1 pitch from Wade Denton. Just high, ball 1. Denton came in, threw just 13 pitches, struck out 2 to get the Eagles out of the last inning. This pitch on the outside corner, just not enough of the outside corner. 2-1 now the count to Diaz. Denton from the stretch. The 2-1 pitch. Just inside. Misses Diaz for ball 3. Three and 1 to count now to the first baseman, Diaz. Pitch on the inside corner, strike 2. Denton looks in, gets the signal. Comes set, the payoff pitch. And a ground ball out of shortstop. Hellman up with it, fires across to Reese Bell. For out number 1, 6-3 in the book. And the Raiders have 1 out here in the top of the 6th. That'll bring up the catcher, Carter Heinrich. He'll step in from the right side. Heinrich 0 for 1 in the ball game. Grounded out to the third baseman, Logan Smith, at his first at bat. Hit by a pitch in his second at bat. Takes this one just off the outside corner for ball 1. Groans from one half of the stadium. Cheers from the other half on every close call at home. 1 ball, no strikes to the catcher, Heinrich. Didn't come set. The 1-0 pitch. Fouled off back to the net for strike 1. Didn't come set. The 1-1 pitch in there for strike 2. 1-2 now, the count. Carter Heinrich. Correjo, the right fielder, on deck for the Rouse Raiders. Didn't come set. The 1-2 pitch. And a fly ball in the infield, but it looks like it's going to curl back out of play. Smashes off the top of the grandstand. And Heinrich stays alive in the at-bat. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Here in the top of the 6th, we're still scoreless. 0-0. Rouse. Heinrich takes this one just outside for ball 2. 2-2 now the count. Rouse, the district leaders right now in 5A District 25. They sit at 4-0. Georgetown Eagles tied in second place with the Leander Lions at 3-1. The 2-2 pitch, outside corner, called strike 3. And Carter Heinrich is down on strikes. The 15th strikeout of the year for Wade Denton, and there's 2 outs here in the top of the 6th. Third strikeout of the ball game for Denton, and in steps Correjo. He's 0 for 1 in the ball game. He was hit by a pitch in his first at bat, left stranded at third base, and then was hit into a fielder's choice in his second at bat. Takes this one inside for ball 1. 1-0 the count. Reached on the fielder's choice in the 4th inning, but left stranded at first base. The 1-0 pitch, and he hits it softly out to second base. E.J. Davis takes it on a hop, fires on the run to Reese Bell, and the Raiders go quietly here in the top of the 6th. 4-3 in the book for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors. No Raiders left on base. After 5.5, we're still scoreless, 0-0. Back for more Eagle baseball in a moment on SHNSports.com. go to the bottom of the sixth, and the Eagles send up a pinch hitter to bat. Here in the bottom of the sixth, pinch hitting in the 8th spot for Jacob Haddon will be number 20, Riley Leininger. Leininger, the sophomore. Had a great day on Saturday at Round Rock. Leininger steps in with a 188 average. But boy, he was productive as ever. This pitch inside, but called a strike. Strike one to Leininger. Gonzalez still on the mound. The 0-1 pitch, and Leininger drives it up the middle on a couple of hops to the shortstop, Sparshoe, and he fires across the Diaz at first. 6-3 on the putout for out number one. That'll bring up the center fielder, Andon Petty. Petty steps in, 0 for 1 on the night. He reached on a base on ball, stole second, was stranded at third, and struck out swinging back in the 4th inning. Steps in here with 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. Takes the first pitch in there for strike one. 0-1 the count to Petty. Eli Hellman, shortstop on deck for the Eagles. The 0-1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike two. To Petty, Hernandez. His first inning of work, came in through 8 pitches, allowed 1 hit. But nothing more from the Eagles. Now faces Petty here, 0-2 with 1 out. The 0-2 pitch, strikeout, swinging for Petty. So 2 outs here for the Eagles, and that brings up the shortstop, Eli Hellman. He's 1 for 2 on the night. He walked, struck out, and then doubled. In his last at bat. Steps in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th. Gonzalez sent the first pitch to Hellman. It's in there for strike one. No runs, no hits, no errors. Correction. This pitch in there for strike two. Thought I had an error on the Raiders. I guess I did not. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the Raiders. No runs, 4 hits, and 2 errors for the Eagles. Hellman, the 0-2 pitch, and he's going to drive it into the right center field gap with 2 outs. That'll be a base hit with 2 outs for Eli Hellman. He's now 2 for 3 on the night, a 2-out single to right center field. That'll bring up the catcher, Zachary Mazik. Some good 0-2 hitting there by Eli Hellman. Second hit allowed by Gonzalez. 6th hit of the night for the Eagles. Mazik will step in here with 2 outs and a runner down at first. Gonzalez comes set from the stretch. The first pitch outside for ball 1. Gonzalez gave Eli Hellman a good pitch to hit on an 0-2 count. He deposited into right center field for a 2-out single. He leads off first, being held on by Diaz. Gonzalez sent the 0-1 pitch, and Mazik drives it into center field. The line drive, base hit. And now 2 runners aboard, 2-out singles for the Eagles. Trying to get something going here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 6th inning, and that'll bring up E.J. Davis. Courtesy runner at first base will be number 17. That is Daniel Howe. He'll come in to run for the catcher. 7th hit of the ball game for the Eagles. Before that, Mazik was 0 for 1. He walked, was hit by a pitch, flew out to center field. Now 1 for 2 on the night with a single. E.J. Davis steps in. He's 1 for 3 on the night. With 2 runners on and 2 outs here in the bottom of the 6th. The first pitch to Davis. Off the fist, he gets past the pitcher, the catcher, or the shortstop on the run, fires across the diamond in time. And a beautiful play by the shortstop, Sparshoe. And the Raiders get out of trouble here in the bottom of the 6th. No runs on 2 hits, no errors, 2 runners left on. We go to the 7th inning, scoreless, 0-0. Back for the finale. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. We go to the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors for the Rouse Raiders. No runs, 6 hits, 2 errors for the Georgetown Eagles. Thought it was going to be a great game when we started, and it has paid all kinds of effects to that. Base running, but a no-hitter being thrown, a combined no-hitter here for Georgetown. As Denton fires the first pitch in to the 7-hitter, Miller. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here for the Raiders in the top of the 7th. Miller, Caputo, and Sparshu. I'll get it right in a minute. I've only said it a few times. That pitch looked pretty good, but it's called a ball. 2-0 the count. To Miller, the center fielder for the Rouse Raiders. Denton comes set, the 2-0 pitch. High ball 3. Mazik wanted him to check the swing. It looked like Miller didn't pull it back, but they checked down to first. He did not go, so now 3-0 the count to the center fielder, Miller. Wade Denton comes set from the stretch. The 3-0 pitch to Miller. Fouled off, back to the screen. 3-1 now the count. Thought he was going to get to see a beautiful pitch on 3-0, and he did, and he took a hack at it. Unable to put it into play. Fouls it off for strike 1. 3-1 now. Denton fires away. And a swing and a miss. 3-2. Now the count goes full on the center fielder, Miller. Miller 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Struck out twice swinging. Steps in here to lead things off at the top of the 7th for the Raiders. Denton comes set. Miller ready. The payoff pitch. Strike 3. For the 3rd time in the night, Miller goes down swinging.
Next up, number 4, Mikey Caputo.
So out number 1 here in the top of the 7th for the Raiders. That'll bring up Caputo, the 3rd baseman. He's 0 for 1 on the night. He walked, left stranded at second base, and then struck out looking. In his last at bat, takes the first pitch for a ball. 1-0 the count to the 3rd baseman, Caputo. Sparshu on deck. The 1-0 pitch. High for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Caputo. The 2-0 pitch from Wade Denton. In there, strike 1. Caputo taking there. Takes strike 1. 2-1 the count now with 1 out. Here in the top of the 7th. This pitch just misses for ball 3. 3-1 now to Caputo. Top of the 7th, 1 out. Rouse looking for their first hit in the ball game. Denton with the 3-1 pitch. And a ball sent into center field. Petty takes a couple steps back. He'll reel this one in for out number 2. F8 in the book. And that'll bring up the shortstop, Sparshu. He's 0 for 1 on the night. He walked and was left stranded at first base back in the second inning. Grounded out to the shortstop, Harmon, in inning number 5. Steps in here for his third plate appearance of the night to face off against Denton with 2 outs. This pitch, breaking pitch, inside corner, strike 1. Denton gets a hit here on the third batter of the inning. The Eagles have the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up in the bottom of the 7th. Sparshoe fouls this one off back towards the dugout. Rainer Heinrich gets out of the way. 0-2 the count now. Looks like he may have cracked the bat. He did, it broke the bat. So Caputo steps back in with a new bat. No balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs here in the top of the 7th. Wade Denton looking to record his 5th strikeout of the night. Getting out of the 7th inning. The 0-2 pitch just misses on the outside corner. Ball 1. 1-2 the count. Beautiful 0-2 pitch. Logan Smith tried to sell it. He was headed off the field. He's quickly back in position. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Ground ball out towards second. E.J. Davis charges on a hop, fields on, throws on the run, and throws a dime to Reese Bell at first base for out number 3. 4-3 on the putout. And the Raiders go in order in the top of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 7th. 0-0 Georgetown. With a chance to walk it off here in the ballgame. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a minute. So we go to the bottom of the 7th. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Eagles to face off against Blake Gonzalez. Reese Bell steps in, takes the first pitch low for ball number 1. 1-0 the count. Reese Bell, 2 for 2 on the night. 2 singles, reach base on a base on balls to open up the 5th inning. The 1-0 pitch, and he grounds out to the shortstop. Sparshoe up with it, fires across to Diaz for out number 1, 6-3. For out number 1, and that'll bring up Landon Heil, the designated hitter.
Next up, designated hitter number 6.
Heil 1 for 2 on the night. Walked in his first at bat. Grounded out to second in the 3rd inning. And reached on a single. And left stranded at third base. Back in inning number 5. Steps in here with 1 out. First pitch. Breaking pitch in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch from Gonzalez. Outside ball 1. 1-1 to count. Talking to the broadcast crew from Rouse. They credited Rainer Heinrich with a leadoff single in the top of the 1st. Heil fouls this one back out of the play. Off the top of the grandstand. 1-2 now the count. So they have the Rouse Raiders with 1 hit. It'll be interesting to see what the official book calls it. Heil slashes this one foul down the third base or down the first baseline. Stay alive in the bat. 1 ball and 2 strikes. I initially wrote down an infield single, thinking Harmon there was no way to get Heinrich on that play. It was put up as an error on the board. This pitch low and outside. 2-2 now the count to Landon Heil. But nonetheless, the Raiders have no runs. 0 or 1 hits, no errors. And we're in the bottom of the 7th, 1 out. 2-2 the count to Landon Heil. Gonzalez fires the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. And Heil down on strikes. 4 out, number 2. Second strikeout for Gonzalez since he's come into pitch. And that brings up the left fielder, number 3, Ty Klaus Kissamore. He's 0 for 3 on the night. The fielder's choice, a fly out to left field. And a ground out to second base in the 5th inning. Ty steps in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 7th. The first pitch is high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Klaus Kissamore. Gonzalez comes set in the stretch. The 1-0 pitch. Klaus Kissamore off the fist, pops it up shallow in the infield. The pitcher, Gonzalez, off the mound to make the catch on the third base line for out number 3. We're going to extra innings. Free baseball for anyone in attendance. P1 for out number 3, and the Eagles go quietly in the bottom of the 7th. No runs, no hits, no errors. No runners left on base. After 7 innings, it's still 0-0. Back on the top of the 8th of Eagle Baseball on SHN in just a moment. To the top of the 8th inning. The extra baseball being provided tonight by these two fine teams, the Rouse Raiders and the Georgetown Eagles. We go to inning number 8. And the 1-2-3 hitters due up for the Raiders. Heinrich battles that one back to the net. 4 strike 1, 0-1 to count. Wade Denton back on the mound for the Eagles. 0-1. To Heinrich, swing and a miss, strike 2 to the leadoff hitter. He's either 1 for 3 or 0 for 3. Reached on an error by the second baseman in the 5th inning. Grounded out to the third baseman in the 2nd inning. And reached in the 1st inning. Takes this pitch high and inside for ball 1. 1-2 the count to Ryland Heinrich. The 1-2 pitch, outside corner, just outside. 2-2 now the count to the second baseman, Heinrich. The 2-2 pitch, and a ball popped up on the left side of the infield. Logan Smith drops back. He'll make the catch in foul territory. P5 on the putout for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the designated hitter, number 8, Salazar. 0 for 2 in the ball game. Struck out swinging in the 1st. Reached on a base on balls in the 3rd. Struck out looking in the 5th. Steps in here with 1 out in the top of the 8th. Denton's first pitch outside for ball 1. 1-0 the count to Salazar. Salazar was the first batter Denton faced when he came in back in the 5th inning. Struck him out looking. This pitch catches the outside corner for strike one. 1-1 to count to the designated hitter. Denton comes set. The 1-1 pitch. Just low. Ball 2. 2-1 to count. The left fielder, Caspar, on deck for the Raiders. The 2-1 pitch. Ground ball out to the shortstop, Harmon. Gets a nice hop, fires the rocket across the Reese Bell at first. 6-3 in the book for out number 2. And the left fielder, Caspar, steps in with 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning. Caspar 0 for 3 on the night, struck out swinging in the 1st inning. Grounded out, 3 unassisted in the 3rd inning to Reese Bell at first base. And then struck out looking back in inning number 5. Steps in here from the left side with 2 outs. Denton's first pitch, ground ball right up the middle. Hellman's going to cut it off. Fire on the run, but he loses the ball. That'll be E6 on Hellman. And that allows the 2-out base runner for the Raiders. Hellman reaches first with 2 outs. On the error. And that'll bring up the first baseman, Diaz. He's 0 for 3 in the ball game. Struck out swinging in the 1st, struck out swinging in the 3rd. Grounded out to the shortstop, Hellman, in the 6th inning. Steps in here with 2 outs in the top of the 8th inning. A runner on first. The first pitch, low for a ball. Mazik throws from his knees and bam! Sit him down! Zachary Mazik hosed him from his knees, and what a play to pick up your shortstop. Put a gold star on it. Zachary Mazik closes out the 8th inning with the caught stealing. No runs, no hits, 1 error, no runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. The Eagles trying to put it away here over Rouse. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in a moment. Go to the bottom of the 8th. 7, 8, 9 hitters due up for the Eagles. 1 run to win it. Logan Smith due up. The first pitch. Low and outside off the leg gear of Carter Heinrich, the catcher. Ball 1, 1-0. To the 3rd baseman, Logan Smith, 0 for 3 in the night. A line out to right field in the 2nd inning. A line out to center field in the 3rd. And a ground out to 2nd in the 4th. 5th. Takes this one low for ball 2. 2-0 the count to Logan Smith. 2-0 pitch, and Smith fouls it off back to the screen for strike 1. 2-1 to count now. Gonzalez on the mound for the 3rd inning of work. 2-1 count to Logan Smith. The 2-1 pitch. Takes it, and it's called a strike. Little break and pitch there from Gonzalez. 2-2 the count. No outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Logan Smith down on strikes for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Third strikeout for Gonzalez. And in steps the right fielder, Jacob Haddon. He came back in the ballgame after a Leininger pitch hit in the 6th inning. Haddon will step in here with 1 out in the bottom of the 8th. We go to the 9th. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up for the Rouse Raiders. Diaz, Carter, Heinrich, and Correjo. Combined 0 for 7 between those three. So Jacob Haddon will step in here from the right side. 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Struck out looking 2 times back in the 2nd and 4th inning. Leininger hit for him in the 6th. Haddon back here in the bottom of the 8th with 1 out. Gonzalez from the stretch, the first pitch. And it's fouled off back over the stands for strike 1. 0-1 the count. Jacob Haddon, the right fielder. 0-1 the count with 1 out. The 0-1 pitch. Catches the inside corner for strike 2. 0-2 now to Haddon. Andon Petty, the center fielder, on deck for the Eagles. The 0-2 pitch from Gonzalez. Inside, almost hit him. 1-2 now the count. It's one of those, I was going to say, I wonder how many people in the stands just said, wear it. Do anything to get on base at this point, get a runner on. If you're the Eagles or Rouse at this point, trying to score just the 1 run. This pitch just misses low for ball 2. Good eye there by Haddon. 2-2 now the count. Haddon back in from the right side. He readies. Gonzalez looks in and gets his sign. He comes set from the stretch. The 2-2 pitch. Low in the turf for ball 3. Now Haddon has worked the count full. 3 balls and 2 strikes with 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. The payoff pitch. It's in the dirt. Haddon didn't go around. Haddon's going to be on first base with a walk. Good at bat there from Jacob Haddon. The first walk issued by Gonzalez. That'll bring up Andon Petty. A 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. The Eagles have a runner on at first. Andon Petty will step in. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Walked in the 2nd inning, stole second base. Pickoff attempt. Haddon back in there safely. And then Petty struck out swinging in the 4th and the 6th inning. Steps in here with 1 out. And the runner on first. The first pitch. It's high for ball 1. To the center fielder, Andon Petty. Be sure to join us Thursday night, Pokey Joe's 6:45. We'll be live with the Eagle Baseball Coaches Show with Coach Jordan Vieira. A 1-0 pitch in there for strike 1. Petty takes that, and it evens out 1-1. We'll be live at Pokey Joe's in Georgetown. If you can't join us, it'll be live here on SHN Sports. Join us one way or the other for the first edition of the Jordan Vieira Eagle Baseball Coaches Show, live from Pokey Joe's. We'll be there Thursday evening, 6:45. Can't wait to talk to Coach Vieira. What a baseball game here tonight. Another pickoff attempt, unsuccessful as Haddon slides back into first safely. 1-1 the count to Andon Petty. We're excited to get things started with the Coaches Show this Thursday night. So join us if you can. Better yet, stay tuned with us right now. I tell you what a baseball game. Couldn't ask for much better here on this Tuesday night. 4-0 Rouse and 3-1 Georgetown into the bottom of the 8th with 1 out and 1 runner on. This one catches the outside corner. Strike 2 now to Andon Petty. 1 ball, 2 strikes with 1 out. Jacob Haddon, the runner down at first, reached on a walk. Eli Harmon, the shortstop, on deck for the Eagles. Another pickoff attempt, and Haddon slides back in safely. Gonzalez trying to keep him close. Do not want to let a runner get into scoring position here in the bottom of the 8th. The 1-2 pitch, Haddon takes off, and Petty fouls it off. Stays alive at 1-2. Just out of play over the first base dugout. Now, Haddon returns to first base. He was off running on the pitch. Crowd has not left tonight. I tell you what a good crowd here tonight for a beautiful baseball game. The 1-2 pitch. Petty checked his swing. The home plate umpire shook his head. No, he did not go. 2-2 the count now. It's smart of Carter to check it. It was close, but Petty held it. 2 balls, 2 strikes with 1 out. Jacob Haddon leads off first. Diaz holds him on there. Gonzalez set. The 2-2 pitch. Haddon off with the pitch. And a foul ball back off the catcher. And Petty stays alive. Friday night, after the coaches show on Thursday night, we'll be on the road, live, Liberty Hill High School. Everything goes right. My buddy Kelly Duvall will be back in the booth with me, or we'll be in the stands. I can guarantee we won't be in the booth at Liberty Hill. But he'll be back from Lansing, Michigan on Thursday night, hopefully. The 2-2 pitch. Petty sends it into right center field. Correo ranges over the center fielder. Miller's got to take the catch. F8 for out number 2, and Haddon returns back to first base. And Eli Hellman will step in with 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Eli, 2 for 3 on the night. Struck out in the first inning, swinging. Walked in the second, left stranded at second base. Doubled in the 4th and singled in the 6th. Eli steps in here with 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th inning. Haddon will be running on the crack of the bat, so any kind of base hit, get something in the gap, you can imagine they will be sending Haddon full speed ahead. The first pitch to Eli. Swing and a miss. Tried to check his swing. 0-1 the count. Nice pitch there from Gonzalez. Friday night at Liberty Hill, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock first pitch. The 0-1 pitch. Haddon off running. The throw down from Carter Heinrich. The tag is applied. And Heinrich dropped it at second base. So Haddon steals the base. So now the runner in scoring position at second base. Carter Heinrich threw a rocket down from the catcher's area. He came up and fired a bullet, but his brother Ryland Heinrich couldn't hold on to it. Haddon slides in safely with the stolen base. So a runner in scoring position for the Eagles. 2 outs. See what the count is. Not sure what happened on the pitch, on the steal. 0-2 is the count. You see the umpire give it the signal behind his back. So 0-2 to Hellman. Got to put something into play. A base hit here scores Haddon. Now Hellman will take a timeout, step out of the box. But then Saturday, there's more Eagle baseball to be had. Saturday, we will be here at Georgetown at noon to play Vandergrift in a non-district ball game. So join us, 11:45 pregame, 12 o'clock first pitch. Swing and a miss, Hellman down on strikes for out number 3. And we go to the 9th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. After 8 innings, we're still scoreless, 0-0. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHNSports.com in just a moment. We go to the top of the ninth inning. 0-0 your score. Rouse has the 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up. Diaz, Heinrich, and Correjo. Wade Denton in for his 4th inning of work. First pitch in there for a called strike to Diaz. 0-1 the count. Make it 0-2 on the heater. Diaz 0 for 3 in the ballgame. 2 strikeouts and a ground out to shortstop. Steps in here with no outs in the top of the ninth. The 0-2 pitch just off the outside corner for ball 1. 3 2/3 innings so far for Denton. 4 strikeouts, no hits allowed. The 1-2 pitch to Diaz. Slider outside, 2-2 the count now to the first baseman. Colby Diaz, the senior first baseman for the Raiders. Leading it off here in the top of the ninth. The 2-2 pitch and a ball. Lazy pop fly to first base. Reese Bell will catch it there. P3 for out number 1. That'll bring up the catcher, Carter Heinrich, the senior. He is 0 for 2 in the ballgame. Grounded out to third. Hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. And then struck out looking in the 6th. Steps in here with 1 out. First pitch from Denton. Just high for ball 1. 1-0 the count to the senior catcher. The 1-0 pitch. Checks his swing. They checked down to first base. He did not go. The umpire said it was outside, so it's 2-0 to Heinrich. The 2-0 pitch from Denton. Ground ball out to shortstop Hellman. He fields it on the run. Fires across to Reese Bell for out number 2. 6-3 in the book. And that brings up the 6-hole hitter.
Now batting
Number 11, Correjo, the right fielder. Colin Correjo, the junior right fielder, steps in from the left side. He was hit by a pitch in his first plate appearance back in the 2nd inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 4th and grounded out to E.J. Davis at second base in the 6th. Steps in here with 2 outs in the top of the 9th. First pitch on the outside corner for strike 1. Wade Denton still throwing heat here in his 5th inning of work. Correjo late on that one, fouls it off back to the backstop. 0-2 now the count to the right fielder, Correjo. Good Coach Vieira coming out of the dugout to get the foul ball. Like the effort. Correjo back in from the left side. Didn't come set. The 0-2 pitch. High and outside. 1-2 now to the Rouse Raider right fielder, Colin Correjo. Didn't come set. The 1-2 pitch. Outside ball 2. 2-2 the count now to the junior right fielder. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This pitch just low, and the count runs full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Correjo. 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. The 3-2 pitch outside, and the first walk issued of the year for Denton. Comes with 2 outs in the top of the 9th in a scoreless ball game. That brings up Miller, the center fielder. Miller has struck out 3 times in the ball game, 0 for 3 on the night. Steps in from the right side with 2 outs here in the top of the 9th. Runner on first. Bell will hold him on, a pickoff attempt. Correjo dives back in safely. Denton comes set, takes a look at Correjo. First pitch. Then there for strike 1. What a ball game, folks. Hope you're enjoying this one. A good crowd still here for the free baseball. We're into the Second inning of free baseball provided by these two outstanding teams. The 0-1 pitch, breaking pitch in there. For strike two. 0-2 now to Miller, the center fielder. The 0-2 pitch, just high. 1-2 the count now. To Miller. Correjo down at first base, had the 2-out walk. Pickoff attempt. Correjo dives back in safely. The bottom of the ninth. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for your Eagles. The 1-2 pitch, just high. Ball 2. 2-2 the count now. To Miller. Landon Miller, the sophomore right fielder for the Rouse Raiders. Big spot here with 2 outs at the top of the ninth. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Correjo leads off first. The 2-2 pitch. Strike 3 called. Sit him down, baby. We go to the bottom of the ninth. 0-0 your score. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 runner left on base. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. Go to the bottom of the ninth. The 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Eagles. Mazik, Davis, and Bell. Mazik steps in. 1 for 2 on the night. The first pitch. Outside, ball 1. Blake Gonzalez, the junior pitcher, still in for his 5th inning of work here. The 1-0 pitch. Swing and a miss. 1-1 the count now. To Zachary Mazik. Mazik in from the left side, the 1-1 pitch, and he stripes it foul down the third base line. It's going to curl out of play. Strike 2 now. On the catcher, Mazik. He'll step back in here. He's been hit by a pitch. He's walked, flown out to the center fielder, and got a base hit. And he gets another base hit to lead off the ninth here. Zachary Mazik, a base hit to left field. And the Eagles are working it here in the bottom of the ninth. The leadoff batter is aboard and bring the courtesy runner out for the catcher. A 1-2 count, and Mazik takes it to left field. His second hit of the night. And E.J. Davis, the second baseman, now up. Daniel Howell comes on to run. Got to think here, it's going to be a bunt by Davis to try to move the runner to second. Howell leads off first, being held on by Diaz. E.J. Davis in from the right side. The first pitch, he squares the bunt, and he pops it up back to the backstop for strike 1. 0-1 the count for Davis. Davis 1 for 4 on the night. A single back in the first inning. A ground out to the pitcher, a fielder's choice, and a ground out to the shortstop. This pitch low and outside for ball 1. 1-1 the count. Bottom of the ninth inning. Leadoff batter reaches. Zachary Mozick singles to left field for the single. Daniel Howell on to run for the catcher. He'll take off and run. E.J. Davis. Swing and a miss. And the pickoff caught stealing is Daniel Howell. 2-4. As Heinrich to Heinrich works this time. And the first out is recorded on a caught stealing there at second base. So now the count 1-2 to E.J. Davis with one out. The pitch misses outside and high for ball two. 2-2 the count to E.J. Davis. Reese Bell, the first baseman, up next for the Eagles. 2-2 pitch in the turf for ball three. Full count now to E.J. Davis. Gonzalez comes set, the payoff pitch. And a base hit into left field. E.J. Davis singles between third and short. Kaspar up with it, gets it in, but E.J. Davis now a runner down at first with one out. Takes the full count pitch and slices it into left field for a base hit. Here comes Reese Bell, 2 for 3 on the night. A single in the first, the single in the third. He walked in the fifth inning. Grounded out to the shortstop, back in the seventh. Steps in here with one out and a runner on third base. Reese Bell, the big first baseman, from the right side. Gonzalez comes set. The first pitch to Davis in the turf for ball one. One and 0 the count to Reese Davis, E.J. Davis, or to Reese Bell. E.J. Davis leads off first base. The 1-0 pitch, low in the turf, outside. Ball two. Landon Heil, the designated hitter, on deck for the Eagles. He's 1 for 3 in the ball game. Reached on a walk, grounded out to second, singled and struck out. He waits his turn on deck. The 2-0 pitch, outside corner, strike one called. 2-1 the count now to Reese Bell. Bell, the senior first baseman. In a beautiful spot here. Get some of that power going here. Something into a gap or down the lines. E.J. Davis leads off. The 2-1 pitch. And a ground ball. It's going to get between first and second. Heinrich cuts it off. Throws over to first in time. What a play there by Ryland Heinrich, the sophomore second baseman. But now 2 outs and a runner at second. Thought he got it between the first baseman and second baseman, but Heinrich cut it off. What a play there. 4-3 for out number 2. That'll bring up Landon Heil. With 2 outs and a runner at second base. Landon Heil. A base hit here, scores E.J. Davis. And wins this ball game for your Eagles. Blake Gonzalez is going to step off the mound. And they're going to issue the walk to Landon Heil. So they issue a base on balls there to put the force at any base for the Eagles. And so now 2 outs, runners at first and second. So now a ground ball in the infield. Any base can be touched for the out. In steps Ty Klaus Kisselmore. 0 for 4 in the day. Good spot for Ty here. 2 runners aboard. The first pitch to Ty. Low for ball one. Ty comes into the ballgame with 15 RBIs. The 16th would be pretty sweet. If he could get it here. Takes this pitch in there. The breaking pitch in there for strike one. 1-1 the count. 16th RBI would be a game winner here in the bottom of the ninth with runners on first and second and 2 outs. Ty in from the right side. Gonzalez comes set. The 1-1 pitch. And it's fisted right back to the pitcher. Salazar will take it. Toss over to Diaz at first. And the Eagles are retired here in the bottom of the ninth. We'll go to the top of the 10th. No runs on 2 hits. No errors. 2 runners left on base. After 9 innings, scoreless, 0-0. Back with more Eagle baseball on SHN in just a moment.
Rouse number 4, Mike Caputo.
We go to the top of the 10th inning. Rouse brings up the 8, 9, and 1 hitters to face off against Wade Denton. Here in the top of the 10th, Caputo leads it up for the Raiders. First pitch in there for strike one. Caputo 0 for 2 on the night. He walked in the second inning, struck out looking in the fourth, and flew out to the center fielder Petty in the seventh. This pitch fouled off back to the screen, and now in a hole. Caputo down 0-2. Denton on for his, so far, 4 2/3 inning pitch. He came in with 1 out in the 5th inning. The 0-2 pitch just off the outside corner for ball 1. 1-2 now to Caputo. Sparshu on deck, the shortstop. The 1-2 pitch. Ground ball to third base. Logan Smith fields it cleanly. Rocket across the Reese Bell for the putout. 5-3 in the book for out number 1. And Sparshu comes up with 1 out here in the top of the 10th.
Number 2, Joe Sparshu.
Selfishly, I need the Eagles to end it here in the 10th because I'm running out of book space in my scorebook. I'm going to have to create another block on the outside. 1 out here in the top of the 10th. Sparshu swing and a miss at the first pitch. 0-1 the count. He steps in 0 for 2 on the night. He walked back in the second inning. Grounded to short in the 5th and grounded out to second in the 7th. Has 1 out here in the top of the 10th. The 0-1 pitch. And he's hit by a pitch. So 1 out runner aboard on the hit by pitch.
Back to the top of the lineup with number 9, Rainer Heinrich.
That'll bring up the leadoff batter. Rainer Heinrich will come up to bat. There's going to be a pinch runner at first base. Number 15, Sam Walsh, subs in. Pinch runs for Sparshu. It's just the second batter Denton has hit by a pitch this year. Back in the 9th inning, he walked the first batter, the first one of the year. 1 out. Walsh leads off first. Bell holds him on. First pitch to Heinrich on the outside corner for strike 1. 0-1 the count to the second baseman, Rainer Heinrich. The 0-1 pitch, ground ball, third baseman gets it, our first baseman Bell gets it, fires a second, oh baby, Reese Bell. A shot hit down the first base line, he scoops it on 1 hop, steps on first, throws the helmet at second, and he tags out Walsh for out number 3. No runs, no hits, no errors, no runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the 10th, Eagle Baseball on SHN in just a moment. Wow. What a baseball game, folks. Back here at Eagle Field on the campus of Georgetown High School. Tuesday night lights going on. The ball game has been everything I expected it to be, plus some. We're into inning number 4 of free baseball. The Eagles come up in the bottom of the 10th. Logan Smith leads it off. The 7, 8, 9 hitters due up. Smith, Haddon, and Petty. First pitch is called strike to Logan Smith. Gonzalez still pitching. Second pitch outside, ball 1. 1-1 to count to Logan Smith. He's 0 for 4 in the ball game. Some great defensive plays tonight. None better than that one right there. Now Logan Smith off the handle, but a great play by Rainer Heinrich. He goes out into the grass and makes the catch. L4. 4 out number 1. What a play there by the sophomore. Speaking of defensive plays, what a great job by the sophomore second baseman, Rainer Heinrich, for Rouse. And that'll bring up Jacob Haddon, the right fielder. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame with 2 strikeouts. Walked and stole a base in the 8th inning. The first pitch to Haddon. It's in there for strike 1. The 0-1 pitch to Haddon. He fouls it off back to the screen. Strike 2, 0-2 the count. .64 pitches thrown in relief by Gonzalez as he entered action here in the bottom of the 10th. The 0-2 pitch to Haddon. Swing and a miss. Heinrich gets it, scoops it up, throws it down to first for the putout. 2-3 in the book. But another strikeout recorded for a Rouse pitcher tonight. Out number 2, and that brings up Andon Petty. The 9th strikeout of the night by Rouse pitching. 12 on the night for Eagle pitching. And Petty down the right field line. It's going to fall for a single. Correjo over to cut it off, and Petty will stop there and return to first base. But a 2-out single by the center fielder, Andon Petty. Keeping the inning alive, and up steps the leadoff batter, number 21, Eli Hellman. First pitch swinging, a 2-out single to right field for Petty.
Now batting, number 21.
6th hit allowed by Gonzalez, and this may be it for Gonzalez. There's a timeout here by the Rouse Raiders. We'll take it with them. Be back with the update. Looks like a pitching change coming for the Rouse Raiders. Back with more Eagle baseball in just a moment. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 10th. A pitching change for the Rouse Raiders. The right fielder,
Number 21.
Colin Correjo, comes in to pitch. Caspar, the left fielder, moves to right field. And number 42, junior Jack Knight, comes in to play left field for the Rouse Raiders. Blake Gonzalez has exited the ball game. Eli Hellman steps in with 2 outs and a runner at first. Andon Petty with a 2-out single down the right field line. And the Eagles trying to do damage here. Get a run across to end this one. The first pitch. Ball way outside. 1-0 the count to Eli Hellman. Hellman 2 for 4 on the night. 2 strikeouts, but he has a double and a single and reached on base on a base on balls back in the second inning. Steps in here in the bottom of the 10th. A 1-0 count. Petty running. Hellman down the third base line, but it's foul. And Petty circles back and shortstop all the way back to first. 1-1 the count now to Eli Hellman. Correo moves in from right field. Caspar, the left fielder for Rouse, across to right field. And Jack Knight, the junior outfielder, number 42, into the ball game for Rouse. Pickoff attempt. Petty dives back safely. Jack Knight into left field defensively for the Rouse Raiders. Caputo still at third base. Sparshoe at short. Rainer Heinrich at second base. And Diaz, the first baseman. Carter Heinrich still behind the plate. The 1-1 pitch. Up and in. Ball 2 to Eli Hellman. Zachary Mazik on deck for the Eagles. 2-1 the count. Off running is Petty. 3-1. The pitch inside. No throw down. And now the runner with 2 outs in scoring position. 3-1 the count. So give Andon Petty his second stolen base of the night. 3-1 to count. Correjo from the stretch. Hellman in the right-hander's box, ready to go. This one low and in the dirt. Petty can't advance. Carter kept it in front of him. But that walks Hellman. He draws a 2-out walk, so 2 runners on. Zachary Mazik will come up to bat, but a timeout by the Rouse coaching staff. And another pitching change on the way. We'll get the changes, bring them to you in just a minute. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. Back here in the bottom of the 10th inning, 2 outs, 2 runners on. The Eagles bring up Zachary Mazik. The first baseman, Colby Diaz, comes in to pitch. The pitcher, Colin Correjo, goes to first base. The only swap there for the Rouse defense. Correjo comes in and faces one batter, walks Heilman. So now, Andon Petty at second base. Eli Hellman at first. Zachary Mazik, the catcher, in to bat. The first pitch from Diaz hits him. Bases loaded. You gotta be kidding me. And here comes E.J. Davis. The second time in the ball game, Mazik has been hit by a pitch.
Now batting for Georgetown, number 2, E.J. Davis.
Daniel Howe comes in a courtesy run for Mazik, the catcher. So the first pitch thrown by Diaz is a hit by pitch. First pitch to Davis. Here's the ball. The winning run 90 feet away. 1 ball. No strikes to E.J. Davis. Diaz from the windup. The 1-1 pitch. The 1-0 pitch. Outside and low. Ball 2. E.J. Davis. 2 hits on the night. Correction. Yes, 2 hits on the night. The 2-0 pitch. The beautiful breaking ball in there for strike 1. 2-1 the count. Diaz from the windup. 2 balls, 1 strike. Davis grounds it towards third. Fielded by Caputo. He goes to third. Oh, my goodness. Coach Vieira is livid. Harmon slid past the bag but wasn't tagged. He's saying Caputo grabbed the ball and beat him to the bag. Rouse hurries off the field. Coach Vieira in the ear of the field umpire. Not happy. I'm surprised there's not an appeal. He didn't ask for help. We go to the top of the 11th. Wow. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 runners left on base. We go to the top of the 11th, 0-0. Rouse coming up. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN. Going to the top of the 11th, the 2, 3, and 4 hitters due up for the Rouse Raiders. Salazar, Caspar, and Diaz. Salazar steps in. 0 for 3 on the night. Reached on the base on balls. The first pitch from Denton, low and outside, ball 1. Bang, bang play there at third base. Coach Vieira not happy. The 1-0 pitch. Outside corner, strike 1. To Salazar, the designated hitter. Salazar pitched the first 4 innings of the ball game. Stayed in as the designated hitter. The 1-1 pitch. Outside corner, strike 2. One ball and 2 strikes to Salazar. Denton from the stretch comes set. The 1-2 pitch. Fouled off back to the screen to stay alive. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here in the top of the 11th inning. What a baseball game, folks. This pitch misses for ball 2. 2-2 the count now to Salazar. The Eagles had the bases loaded with 2 outs. A ground ball towards third. Caputo credited with the check swing. They're saying Salazar held it up and the ball outside and low. 3-2 now the count. to the leadoff hitter in the inning, Salazar. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The payoff pitch. Inside, ball 4, and Salazar reaches on a leadoff walk. And that'll bring up Kaspar, the left fielder.
Number 7, Peyton Capper.
He's 0 for 4 on the night. Struck out twice, grounded out to Bell at first base. Reached on an error, but was caught stealing on a beautiful play by Zachary Mazik. Threw down from his knees to get the attempted base stealer. Throw back behind, not in time. Want to know the count to Kaspar. Denton comes set. The 1-0 pitch. Squares out to bunt. Denton off the mound to field it. He'll throw to first in time. 1-3 on the putout for out number 1. But the sacrifice bunt moves the runner up 90 feet into scoring position.
Now batting number 22, Diaz.
Diaz comes in to bat. Diaz steps in, 0 for 4 in the ball game. Steps in here in the top of the 11th with 1 out and a runner down at second base. Salazar, the runner. Denton turns around towards second but does not throw. Salazar goes back safely. First pitch outside for ball 1 to Diaz. Diaz, 2 strikeouts, a ground out to short, and a pop up to the first baseman Reese Bell in his last at bat in the 9th inning. Steps in here in the 11th inning with 1 out and a runner down at second. He'll step out, take a moment to reset himself. Now back in from the right side. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out here in the top of the 11th. Wade Denton still pitching. The 1-0 pitch. A ground ball towards short. Hellman cuts it off in the hole. He'll come up, fire across the diamond in time. 6-3 on the putout. Hellman just showed how strong of an arm he has there as the junior looked the runner back to second to not let him get away towards third, and then threw a rocket to get Diaz by a half a step at first base. And on the putout, 6-3 in the book. That's out number 2. And that brings up Carter Heinrich, the catcher for the Raiders. He's 0 for 3 on the night. He was hit by a pitch in the 4th inning. Struck out once and has 2 ground outs. Steps in here with 2 outs. Swing and a miss for strike 1. Wade Denton still throwing heat for the Eagles. Oh, 1 pitch, swing and a miss, strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes to the catcher, Carter Heinrich. 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. Salazar leads off second. The 0-2 pitch. Inside. Ball 1. 1-2 the count. On deck is Correjo for the Raiders. He's 0 for 2 on the night. Been hit by a pitch and walked. But the 1-2 pitch to the catcher, Heinrich. Outside corner. And Denton didn't pay attention, and a stolen base there. And Salazar stills third. So the go-ahead run just 90 feet away from Rouse, but 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. 2 balls and 2 strikes to the catcher, Carter Heinrich. Denton steps off, gathers himself, back to the rubber, and gets ready. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. Denton comes set, the pitch, outside corner. Wow, and now's the time not to tighten up that strike zone you've been given all night. Now the count goes full. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Carter Heinrich. I think the first piece of conversation with Coach Pierre on the Coaches Show will be, how did you not get kicked out? of this ball game. 3-2. Denton set the 3-2 pitch. And a little floater out towards first. Bell snags it, P3 for out number 3, and Rouse is down here in the top of the 11th. No runs, no hits, no errors. One runner left on base after 10.5. Still scoreless, 0-0. Back for the bottom of the 11th. Eagle Baseball and SHN continues in just a moment. We go to the bottom of the 11th inning. Unbelievable ball game here at Eagle Field tonight. What a baseball game. The 4, 5, and 6 hitters due up here for the Eagles in the bottom of the 11th. Diaz still on the mound for the Rouse Raiders. First pitch to Bell. Ground ball towards third. Caputo up with it. He'll fire across the diamond. It skips in. And Correjo picks it out of the turf to save Caputo. And the first out recorded here in the bottom of the 11th. 6-3 in the book.
Now batting, designated hitter number 6.
Landon Heil steps in. Heil 1 for 3 on the night. He was walked in the first, walked in the ninth. Struck out, has a single, and ground out to second base. He'll step in here with one out in the bottom of the 11th. The first pitch from Diaz, and Heil will take that one for strike one. 0-1 to count. The 0-1 pitch, and Heil hits it into center field, and it's going to drop for a base hit in front of the center fielder, Miller. So a one-out single for the designated hitter, Landon Heil. That'll bring up the left fielder, Ty Klaus Kisselmore.
Now batting number 3, Ty Klaus Kisselmore.
He's 0 for 5 in the ball game. Couple of 3 line drive outs, a ground out and a strikeout. Steps in here with one out in the bottom of the 11th. Landon Heil picks up his second hit of the night. Big hit there with one out in the bottom of the 11th. Ty takes this pitch for strike one. 0-1 the count to Klaus Kisselmore. Logan Smith on deck for the Eagles. Pickoff attempt. Heil dives back in safely. 0-1 the count. One out here in the bottom of the 11th. The Eagles just need one to end it. Another pickoff attempt. And Heil back in safely. Diaz wanted to keep Heil close. Keep any runner out of scoring position. Keeps looking over. He'll step off. The 0-1 pitch. And the base hit into right field. What a job there by Ty Klaus Kisselmore, and Landon Heil up to second base. 2 runners aboard with one out. And up steps Logan Smith for the Eagles. Both singles have come on the 0-1 count. Rude fastball, and Ty Klaus Kisselmore sent it, almost hit Landon Heil as he took off running on the crack of the bat. But that base hit screamed into right field. Kaspar came in and scooped it up and got it in quickly to keep Heil at second base. But now 2 runners on with one out in the bottom of the 11th. Heil down at second. Klaus Kissamore at first. The first pitch. Swing and a miss by Logan Smith for a strike. 0-1 to count. Logan 0 for 5 on the night. Couple of lineouts. A strikeout swinging. This one low and inside. You hear it now in the crowd, Mike. Wear it. That one just away from Logan's leg. This one low for ball 2. 2-1 to count. Two and 1 to count to Logan Smith. One out here in the bottom of the 11. 2 runners on. The 2-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking pitch there by Diaz. Smith way off, and then 2-2 now the count to the third baseman. Logan steps out, gathers himself, takes a deep breath. Back in the box from the right side. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Landon Heil down at second base. Ty Klaus Kissamore spin around, but no throw. And Heil back safely at second base. The 2-1 pitch. Logan Smith reaches out, or 2-2 pitch. Fouls it off down the third base line. Stays alive in the at-bat. 1 out here in the bottom of the 11th. Landon Heil reaches on a 1-out single, followed by a 1-out single by Ty Klaus Kissamore. This pitch overthrown by Diaz, and a good stop by Heinrich to keep it from the backstop and letting the runners advance. But now the count goes full. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Logan Smith. Jacob Haddon on deck. Logan Smith back in from the right side. The payoff pitch. Ground ball out towards short. Heil takes his time. And the shortstop. Sparshu, the only play there is across the diamond to first base. And now runners at second and third with 2 outs. 6-3 on the putout. For out number 2. And in steps Jacob Haddon. 0 for 3 on the night. Reached on a base on balls back in the 8th inning. A base hit, a pass ball, a wild pitch. This one outside corner, strike 1. To Haddon. 0-1 the count with 2 outs. Runners at second and third. Landon Heil at third base. Ty Klaus Kissamore leads off second. Diaz set from the stretch. The 0-1 pitch. Just up. 1-1 the count. To Jacob Haddon, the right fielder. Landon Heil leads off third. Ty Klaus Kissamore off second. The 1-1 pitch in the turf. Landon Heil stays put. Carter Heinrich keeps it close enough. Good work by that senior catcher. 2-1 now the count to Jacob Haddon. Tell you what, a pass ball here, and it's going to be a play at the plate for this game. Diaz trying to throw it hard. 2-1. Breaking pitch just in there. Thought it was a little high. And it makes the mark and evens up the count at 2-2. Jacob Haddon, shrug of the shoulders, a deep breath. Back in from the right side. Diaz comes set. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Bottom of the 11th. The 2-2 pitch. And a base hit down the third base line. Off the glove. Foul ball. You gotta be kidding me. If Coach Vieira remains in this game, I will be utterly surprised. Unbelievable. The home plate umpire called it a foul ball. A diving third baseman, Caputo, went off of his glove, and he said it was foul. Oh, my. It's not where it's touched. Did it go over the base in foul territory? It had hit in foul territory before the base. What a play. What a rush, and now Jacob Haddon stays alive. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runners on second and third. The 2-2 pitch. Strike three swinging. Bottom of the 11th is over. And we'll go to the 12th inning. More baseball brought to you here on SHN. We'll be back in a moment. The top of the 12th inning. The 6, 7, and 8 hitters due up. Correjo, Miller, and Caputo. Ty Klaus Kissamore in the pitch for the Eagles. Wade Denton moves to left field. Klaus Kissamore comes from left field to take over on the mound. The first pitch fouled off down the third base line, out of play. 4 strike 1 to Correjo. Pitch just misses, evens up the count at 1-1. The 1-1 pitch from Ty. Ball hit out to second base. E.J. Davis up with it, fires the first for the putout. 4-3 in the book, 4 out number 1. Here in the top of the 12th. That'll bring up number 10, Miller, the center fielder. He'll step in from the right side. Miller 0 for 4, struck out 4 times here in the ballgame. Steps in with 1 out here in the top of the 12th. Klaus gets some more from the stretch. The first pitch up and in for ball 1. Two close calls, and this game continues. The 1-0 pitch and a ball hit into right field. Jacob Haddon in to make the catch. 4 out number 2, L9 in the book for Miller. And that'll bring up the third baseman, Caputo. Caputo is 0 for 3 in the ball game. Reached on a base on balls back in the second. Struck out, flew out, and grounded to the third baseman for the last out. His last at bat. Steps in here with 2 outs in the top of the 12th. The first pitch, foul ball sent off down the right side of the field, out of play for strike 1 to Caputo. Oh, and 1 the count to Caputo. The 0-1 pitch, outside corner, strike 2. What a pitch there by Klaus Kissamore. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Klaus Kissamore set from the stretch. The 0-2 pitch, breaking pitch down in the turf. Ball 1, 1-2 the count now to Mikey Caputo, the third baseman for the Rouse Raiders tonight. The 1-2 pitch Off speed, hit towards short. Hellman up with it, backhands it, fires across the diamond. And the Raiders go in order in the top of the 12. No runs, no hits, no errors. We go to the bottom of the 12th. 0-0 your score. More Eagle baseball in just a moment on SHN.
Now back to Georgetown, number 22, Hey!
We go to the bottom of the 12th. Sorry, a little bit loud there. Got excited. Go to the bottom of the 12th. The 9-1-2 hitters due up for Georgetown. Diaz still on the mound for the Raiders. Petty, Hellman, and Mazik due up. Petty steps in. Takes the first pitch in there for strike one. 0-1 the count. Petty singled in his last at bat. Called out at third base. Foul tip. Strike two. On the bang-bang play. Down at third base when the ball was put into play by Davis. Said Caputo beat him to the base. Steps in here. 0-2 to count, the bottom of the 12th. The 0-2 pitch. It's up for ball one. Just missed. Nice pitch by Diaz. 1-2 the count. Petty back in from the right side. Diaz from the windup. The 1-2 pitch. And it hits him, so the leadoff man is aboard. Way ahead in that count. 0-2. And Diaz loses him on a hit by pitch. That brings up the top of your lineup. Eli Hellman. He's walked twice tonight. He's got 2 base hits, struck out twice. Steps up here in the 12th inning with no outs and a runner down at third. Pickoff attempt. Penny dives back in safely. Defense still the same for the Raiders. Knight, Miller, and Kaspar left to right in the outfield. Caputo at third, Sparshu at short. Pickoff attempt. Petty dives back in at first. Rainer Heinrich at second, and now Correjo at first. Diaz on the mound, and Carter Heinrich behind the plate for the Raiders. First pitch of the at-bat to Hellman. He'll square to bunt, and he pops it up. Foul into the backstop for strike one. 0-1 to count. Mazik on deck. And DJ Davis in the hole for your Georgetown Eagles. Bottom of the 12th inning, still scoreless. What a baseball game between these two top teams. Both of them in the top 25, and you see why. Scrappy, good pitching, good defense, good hitting. Even though not much of it for the Raiders tonight. Some walks and some hit by pitches. Hellman squares around, takes it high. Now Petty's going to be in a pickle. He's headed towards second to throw down, but he's going to get back in time. What a hustle there by Petty. And you got to blame that one almost on the catcher Heinrich. He sailed the throw down to second base. So his brother had to go up and get it, and that allowed Petty to get a couple steps back towards first. 1-1 to count to Hellman. No outs here in the bottom of the 12th. Hellman steps out, goes through the signals again with Coach Vieira down at third base. Diaz from the stretch. Petty leads off first, held on by Correjo. The 1-1 pitch, he's off and running. The throw down, it sails into center field. Petty gets up, but he's going to stay put. Good backup there by the center fielder, Miller. Stolen base by Andon Petty. His third stolen base of the night. And that's a big one here with no outs in the bottom of the 12th. And now the winning run down at second base. Andon Petty now has 15 stolen bases on the year. And now they're going to intentionally walk Harmon to create the force. And now in steps Zachary Mazik, the catcher. The senior catcher steps in from the left side.
Number 19, Zachary Mazik.
Mazik hit by a pitch twice. Has two singles. He's walked and flown out to center field. He steps in here with no outs in the bottom of the 12th. Runners on first and second. Harmon down at first. Petty down at second base. Mazik just needs to move the runners up and get that winning run 90 feet away. No outs here in the bottom of the 12th. Mazik from the left side. Diaz set the first pitch. Low and outside. Ball one. You got to imagine they're not going to give him really anything good to hit because Mazik just a good hitter on the year. Batting .516 before tonight. Base hit! Base hit! Petty has to stay at third. They're going to send him. No! An error in left field. Here comes Petty. The Eagles win! The Eagles win! Oh, baby! The Eagles win it in 12 innings. 1-0 over the Rouse Raiders. What a ball game! Coach Vieira shakes the hands of the umpires, and what a finish. Zachary Mazik. Oh, baby, a no out. Base hit to left field, and Andon Petty comes around and scores the winning run here in the bottom of the 12th. Take a quick timeout, come back and wrap it up. You're listening to Eagle Baseball on SHN Sports. What a ball game, folks. You got both sides of it tonight. Michael Francis on the call for Rouse here in the stands on SHN, and us here in the booth on the home side. The Georgetown Eagles victorious in 12 innings. I tell you what, first off, hats off to the Rouse Raiders. What a good baseball team, and what a great baseball game. We just witnessed an instant classic that will be remembered for the rest of this season and many more. But give the credit of the game-winning walk-off single to Zachary Mazik. Scores Andon Petty from second base. Mazik went 3 for 4 on the night, hit by 2 pitches, and that the only RBI of the night that you can count. And that's it. In the bottom of the 12th, the walk-off single to score. Andon Petty, the winning run for tonight's victory. 1-0 in 12 innings over the Rouse Raiders. So Rouse drops to 4-1 in district play. The Georgetown Eagles improved to 4-1 in district play. So it'll be interesting to see what the rest of the district did tonight. as the Leander Lions were 3-1 going into the night in district play. So it could be a three-way tie. But you can't say enough about it. 2 teams in the top 25, 3 of them in District 25 in the top 25 with Cedar Park in there as well. And these 2 teams just battled back and forth for 12 innings. And Rouse is a great team. Coach Kemp, I'm going to lose it, and I apologize. Coach Crimpin did a great job. The players played great baseball, good defensive plays, both sides of the ball, both sides of the field. And timely hitting right there. Zachary Mazak stepped in, and I don't know if you want anyone else in that situation to step in than the big senior left-handed catcher, and he did it and slapped one to center field over the outstretched glove and arm of Sparshu when he jumped at shortstop. You thought, wow, if he makes this catch, it'll be unbelievable because the double-up would have occurred. You might think Petty off the base, just run and think it's a base hit, and so. What a night of baseball, and I tell you what, you just love to be a part of it. I enjoyed the call, and, man, now I can't wait for Thursday night. Join us, Pokey Joe's 6:45 live, the Coach Fiera Eagle Baseball Coaches Show. We'll have it live from Pokey Joe's. If you can't join us, listen live here on SHN Sports. We'll bring it to you, and then Friday night we're on the road to take on the Liberty Hill Panthers. Thanks for listening tonight. The Georgetown Eagles victorious 1-0 over the Rouse Raiders in 12 innings. You heard it right, in 12 innings. A walk-off single by senior Zachary Mazik to score the winning run, Andon Petty from second. Thanks for listening tonight. Have a good couple of evenings, and join us Thursday night from Pokey Joe's 6:45. Coach Vieira and I will be there, and we'll highlight. I'm assuming we're going to have to talk to Zachary Mazik, maybe Andon Petty. He stepped up there in the end of that game as well. And so join us Thursday night, Friday night in Liberty Hill, and Saturday home here again against Vandergrift. Lots of baseball coming your way here on SHN Sports. Have a good night, everybody, and remember, it doesn't cost you a dime to be kind. Let's let the fight song take us home.